All right, well, hello and welcome back here. Some technical difficulties.
Some information on some of that.
Yeah, so last year these two teams played. Western Boone won 60-14, and that was, of course, en route to their 15-0 season. But 2 years ago, these two teams played as well. Western Boone 56, North Montgomery 17. And over the last 5 meetings, the Stars have won all 5, including one sectional game, 193-85, the combined score in favor of the Stars. So they have had the number of North Montgomery here through the past few years.
Yeah, in Western Boone. And North Montgomery, it was interesting, they won the first 10 of 12. So they, as North Montgomery was once every year since 1977. So it's nice to see, back then they weren't in the same conference, but they're in the conference now. They've always been North Putnam, Southmont always played Fountain Central. North Montgomery has always played Western Boone, and even when they weren't in the same conference.
Yeah, it's nice to see that continuity year by year. These teams like the kickoff. So we'll prepare for that too. The captains, they were up for the toss, and they're about to walk out there now for North Montgomery. Your 3 captains, only 3 of them. Number 50, Jack Thompson. Number 52, Drew Webster, and number 22, Ben Lavold. And as for the Stars, you have number 30. He's got that return later in the season. Casey Foster, number 54, number 16, Brett Wethington, and number 24, Connor Hull are the captains for Western Boone. And stay tuned here for halftime. Him and his passion for football. But before that, we've got these teams meeting at midfield, and we'll continue to look at some of the rushing numbers now in quarter-by-quarter stats. So as for Western Boone, they're averaging 16 points in the first quarter for every game they've played this year. Only 7 for that. As for 2, 8, 5, the split there. So these two teams are similar in their scoring for the second quarter. As for the whole second half, Western Boone had only averaging 12 points in the second half, and North Montgomery there only averaging 9 for that second half. As for a total, Western Boone through their 4 games so far this year, 40 points per game, and North Montgomery sitting at a 27.0 flat.
Well, that's why we talked about earlier. I think for North Montgomery, they've got to keep this game in the 20s. They can't let this get into the 30s if they want to have a chance to win this ball game. And we were talking about the weather. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that is, or yet?
Yeah, we'll take a look at that now.
Are you ready for that? I was going to say, I've got this here. We're looking at 83 degrees right now, so it's a balmy 83 with a south-southwesterly wind of 5 miles per hour. And so I figure that the officials will probably give the kids a little bit of time, extra time between plays to let them hydrate to try to keep from getting cramps and things like that.
Yeah, that's good for us. It means we get to talk more. Always got to love talking. So
yeah, we get paid by the word, right?
I hope so. So looking out here, the Stars, they won the toss. They decide they are going to receive. So here, the teams will get set up for kickoff, and we'll be underway here in just a minute.
Yeah, and it looks like, of course, Western Boone, if you're talking with your old radios, they're going to go from right to left on your radio dial. North Montgomery, left to right. So North Montgomery, if you know the field here, they're going to be heading north, is going to be heading north, and Western Boone is going to be heading south here tonight.
You know, Western Boone wearing white, North Montgomery in their orange, playing on this grass field that the Stars haven't played on since the second game of the year so far. They've had their last 2 on turf.
On the ball. So I already told him today I was going to talk bad about him, but he did a good job. He's got hands like his mother. He did a good job of getting that without fumbling the ball.
Yeah, and this Western Boone team now going to start on the field. We'll take a look at these starting lineups. Yeah, you can see on your screen Spencer Wright, number 7, the quarterback. 16, Brett Wethington, the running back. The receivers there, you can see Bowman, one of the starting receivers. We'll come back to that here later. Here's their offense as we'll have a quick break to look over to the sideline. Spencer Wright, pistol formation. He's got Wethington behind him. Wethington goes forward and brought down after a gain of about 2 yards.
Drew Webster on the tackle for North Montgomery.
All right, here we go as these teams lining up the line of scrimmage and ready to get underway.
Western Boone right up the middle for about 4 yards.
There's that pistol formation. This will be a pass over to the right side. Caught by number 10, Reese Durbin, and he's brought out of bounds. And what it will be close to the first down marker.
Yeah, Laws takes him down over on the far side. Laws is a sophomore for North Montgomery. And a good crowd here tonight. Western Boone brought us several people here this evening, and North Montgomery with a big crowd here.
Yeah, and this sure does help when you win the state championship. You do have a lot of people on your side. Here's this offense now. First 2 plays. The last one was good enough for a first down, so it is 1st and 10. Here's Wright with a handoff to Wethington. Wethington only 1. Yeah, those short yardage carries, something that Wethington isn't really used to. He's averaging over 7 yards per carry on the year.
Yeah, Lovell brings him down. Lovell, a 6 foot, 170-pound senior for North Montgomery.
And here comes the Stars back out on offense. 2nd and about 9. Pistol formation. That's another handoff up the middle. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That'll set up a 3rd and long for the Stars. That might have even been a loss.
Again, Drew Webster on the tackle. No gain, he says.
This North Montgomery run defense doing their job early and keeping the Stars from getting a whole lot going on the ground. That's one way. If you want to keep this game close, you need to stop this running attack for the Stars, because Wethington, he's averaging almost 150 yards per game, 125 yards per game. So if you can hold him down, hold this offense down, this will keep this game closer. And now here's 3rd and long. Wethington motions to the tight end position. Right, looking right. This is a throw up into the air, and it's caught and brought out of bounds. Looks like, is that Connor Garrity?
85.
Number 85, Connor Garrity with a reception. That'll move the chains and set up the Stars in opponent territory with a 1st and 10.
Well, and Gabe Laws only 5'9", and Garrity's got to be 6 foot something, because that's one of those things where the quarterback just put it up, and he's expecting his receiver to jump up and out-jump the defender.
Yeah, and that was a nice job just reaching over the cornerback, pulling that one in, and stepping out of bounds. Here's 1st and 10. The Stars with a trips formation screen pass. Stoudemire has it on the left side. He's shaking and baking. He's got some room on the left side. There's a flag on the play, but he's still moving. And we'll see what they call. They'll stop him out of bounds, but
even Bayless, I believe a face mask is what they're going to call on Bayless.
Stoudemire made it inside the 5-yard line, and they're going to bring it back.
Oh.
That'll be a holding penalty.
Holding on Western Boone. It looked like a face mask.
Well, Stoudemire almost made it to the end zone. Instead, it'll be brought back. They'll have to try it again on now 1st and 20. And one thing the Stars need to do, and something Coach Pelly preaches for this Western Boone team, is limiting those penalties.
Right.
And here they already had one that brought back the big gain from Stoudemire.
Yeah, you go from 1st and goal to 1st and 20.
Coach Pelly with that career record of 55 and 20. through his time here since 2013 with the Stars as the head coach. Here's pistol formation, 3 receivers to the left, handoff up the middle as Weathington still moving, turning his feet and being brought down after a medium gain. Brett Weathington, they got about 5 or 6 on that play, sets up the Stars with a 2nd and long.
Casey Baird with the tackle. North Montgomery with a lot of sophomores on their starting defense.
Yeah, that was Ben Lavold in on the tackle. I believe, Brett, you were looking at the western side.
Sorry.
Of it.
Thank you.
Ben Lavold, the senior captain,
Lavold
gets in for the tackle. And Wright receives the play from his coach. And here's Spencer Wright. He's going to pass it looking right. He's got Garrity, and it goes through the hands of Connor Garrity. Incomplete pass. And that sets up 3rd and long now for the Stars on the opponent's side of the field, trying to score early here as they so often have been able to do so far this year.
And Garrity at 6'3". If he could just get the ball up in about the 10-yard line and let him jump up for it. He's about 6 inches taller than anybody else around him.
Yeah, that height, something that Coach Pelly knows how to utilize. We'll see what he can do here. Had a couple tall receivers last year. Here's the pass. He's got plenty of time now. Flushed out of the pocket. Spencer Wright going to tug it and run it right down the left side. He's at the 20-yard line, and he's going to be brought down right around the 15, 16-yard line. Spencer Wright with the keeper. He gets about half of what he needed, so now 4th and medium.
So now you've been doing the Western Boone games. What about their kicking team? Do they have a good kicking team, or will they go for it here at 4th and about 3 at the 15-yard line?
I believe that their kicking team is good enough. Here they've been able to convert perfect on PATs the last few games. But Coach Pelly, no matter where he's on the field, he loves going for these 4th downs. It's going to be a pitch out to the right side. Casey Baird, he has it, and he's still going. Baird will be brought down inside the 5-yard line right around the 4. And now that Western game, we said you lost by 1, the Stars. That was because of 2 missed PATs, but then they switched kickers. Jake Taylor now the kicker for the Stars, and he's been perfect on PATs the last few games. But knowing Coach Pelly, no matter where he's at on the field, he loves going for those 4th downs. He has faith in his offense, in his quarterback, and there that option play worked out to perfection. Casey Baird with a pickup. Now they're inside the 5.
And Western Boone so quick if they get the ball outside.
Man in motion is the tackle, Max Johnson. Another man in motion. It'll be a handoff to Weathington. Weathington up the middle, and he's in. Off the left guard, Brett Weathington. Touchdown, Western Boone. Brett Weathington, he's in for the score. And to start this one off, 6-0. The Stars score on their opening drive. 7:45 left in the first. And here's this kicking team we just talked about. Jake Taylor, the PAT kicker. And here comes the snap. Hold is good. Kick is up. And the kick is no good. That is just as we were talking about.
Yeah, I know.
PAT
We jinxed
team, he
him.
missed it. So we'll take the one off the board. 6-0 is your score now. And he kicks that one wide right.
Well, and I thought Western Boone did a good job moving the ball down. They had some, like you were saying, you don't want to get into that 3rd and long, but they got into 2 positions where they were really 3rd and long, and they were able to come up with some big plays.
And one thing you usually see so far this year on the opening drive is the rushing numbers for the Stars. North Montgomery held this rushing offense under wraps for the most part. They made Spencer Wright make plays in order to score that touchdown, and sure enough he did before the short touchdown run by Brett Weathington.
Now, does Western Boone, do they go for 2 sometimes instead of the try for 1? Do they go for 2 points after a touchdown?
So far this year, that Western game was the only game that they did go for 2. That was because they missed an extra point early. Tried to go for it before they missed another extra point later in the game. But for the most part, they have faith in their kicking team.
Yep.
And here, number 43, Jake Taylor will be handling the kickoff duties. Usually we see Hayden Woodruff handling those, but Taylor out on the field for the Stars.
Even the best miss a few. Ask Vinatieri. He can tell you that he's struggled here a little bit, in the last couple of games for the Colts.
Yeah, what is it, 5 missed field goals in 2 games? That's something that the greatest kicker of all time isn't accustomed to.
Yeah, unbelievable. He'll get it tuned in.
I sure hope he gets out of this funk. Here comes the kickoff. Jake Taylor and the Stars. This one's high and over to the right side. This bounce is a high bounce and caught and will be brought down. Number 30, Caleb Iron, is the guy who pulls down the kick returner on the play.
That was Coble on the return. Yeah, he wrapped him up good.
He got brought down pretty quickly by Iron, the outside linebacker for the Stars. You can see the starting offensive lineup for North Montgomery on your screen. Jaron Bradford, number 11, talked about him a little bit earlier. And number 6, the running back, Zach Walden, will lead this offense.
Well, North Montgomery's got a few big boys on the line.
One of them a radio TV student. Nick Ebaugh, the left tackle, is in this radio TV class. And looks like Walden was brought down after a gain of only 2 on that play. And number 16, the middle linebacker, Brett Wethington.
Wethington was the one on the tackle.
The one in on the tackle. The
also
senior
in
captain.
there was Freeman.
Freeman leads this state, the whole state, in sacks with 6 sacks so far this year. And here comes the next play. Will be brought down after a gain of about 1 is the running back, Zach Walden.
Marsh brings him down.
Marsh flexed out to that outside linebacker spot after number 32, Josh Benson, went down. Started at the beginning of the year.
Third and a long 4 here. This is a big third down for North Montgomery.
That is, and we'll see the first third down that they'll be faced with this game, kind of get an idea on how their offense will be able to perform under these pressure situations in their own territory.
And Western Boone really crowding the line with the linebackers.
Pistol formation. Bradford takes a snap. He'll hand it off, and running up the middle won't be enough. He'll get about half of what he needs there on third down. So you wonder maybe the fourth down territory here.
And again, Brett Wethington on the tackle. They've got about punt here.
Yeah,
the ball's on the 33-yard line, 34-yard line.
Yeah, and Coach Thompson really thought about going for it there. Kept his guys out on the field for a little bit longer. But the guy who has a 28-29 record, win tonight, get him to 500 so far in his career with North Montgomery as the head coach, decides to punt the ball.
Connor Hull's back.
This one a high punt. Hull will call for the fair catch. And that'll be received right around the 38, 39, 40-yard line in that area. It'll set up this Stars offense once again, 1st and 10. And this Stars offense has been so prolific this year on these early downs, these early quarters. We mentioned earlier they're averaging 26 points, 27 points in the first half alone. And they get a lot of that done in the first quarter before they put their cruise control on for later in the game.
Well, and, you know, this is exactly what North Montgomery didn't want to have happen. They didn't want to have to 3 and out, get the ball back to Western Boone, and Western Boone have the ball at the 40-yard line for their second drive.
Yeah, and the way the Stars have been playing so far this game, here's the pass, right, looking left. He's going to throw it over the middle and intended for Stoudemire.
Looked like he caught it.
Call that a catch.
It did, and a first down. And just like that, they're in North Montgomery territory.
Yeah, so maybe going for it on 4th down the last drive wouldn't have been such a bad idea here as the Stars are already in that area. Wouldn't have made a whole lot of a difference if they were not able to convert that. Here's the Stars with that pistol formation, right? Going to get the call from his coach. He's got Wethington behind him, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here comes the handoff up the middle, and Wethington barreling forward will be brought down after a gain of 4 or 5. And that'll set up 2nd down and medium for the Stars.
And again, Drew Webster in on the tackle.
Man, what a player is Webster
he's
far.
He's a man.
The senior captain does such a good job there on the defensive line, bringing down these opposing running backs, has all season, and has been really impressive. Here's that trips formation on the bottom of your screen, right. From the pistol, he'll pass it. There's that screen pass. He's going to be brought down, sacked by number 52. Who's that?
Webster.
Drew Webster.
I tell you, and that's his 2nd sack of the season. He already has 1.
Wright going to be brought down for his first sack of the game, and Webster the one who brings him down. He's got 1 sack so far, as you mentioned. That's number 2 on the year. As we take a look at some of his tackling numbers as well, Drew Webster's been a machine. 20 total tackles through these first 4 games, and he already has around 5 this game.
It's like he knew the play. He was in the backfield before the snap almost.
Spread formation's going to be passed to Hull. Connor Hull has a few blockers in front of him. He's still going off the right side at the 15, the 10. Connor Hull almost brought down. He's in. Connor Hull with a touchdown. Western Boone.
Connor Hull had to do some cleanup out there of one of his own men. I think it was Andrew. Is it Cock?
Andrew Kopic will be brought down.
I think Andrew Kopic got a little shove, and that's the only person that was close to touching him on that after that run from that catch.
All right, here comes the PAT. Jake Taylor missed his last extra point. Let's see what he can do here. Not electing to go for 2 to even it out. They're just going to kick the PAT for now. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that one is good. And there's Taylor rebounding after the first miss. He makes his second 13-0 ball game so far through the first quarter. 4:11 left on the clock.
Well, again, just bad tackling by North Montgomery there. They again, Western Boone charging up the middle, and then seeing something open. And, if a receiver catches the ball, that was the one thing that they let Webster come in again. Did you the first time Webster got the sack, the second time they let him get through the line, and then he dumped the pass off the second time, and then they went in for the touchdown. So somebody in Western Boone saw something, and it's like, well, just let him come, and we'll get the for a touchdown.
Yeah, and that led to a touchdown last game. Spencer Wright ran for it. We'll look at the replay here as he knew he had free rushers coming, threw it off, just a little screen pass, and there he goes. He plays cleanup duty against Kopic and does the rest with his legs to get into the end zone. Another touchdown reception on the year for Connor Hull.
Yeah, just a great play for Western Boone because they basically let Webster do the same thing, but they dumped it off that time and was able to get in there for a touchdown.
And here's Hayden Woodruff. Now, we talked about him earlier.
Right.
He's going to be handling the kickoff duties now. Here comes a kick. Boots that one a little low. It's going to bounce right around the 25-yard line. Picked up and will be brought down to the left side and dragged down by number 82, Trent Christner. The returner on that play was number 21, Cade Coble. And that sets up the Chargers 1st and 10 in their own territory, 26-yard line.
Yeah, Western Boone really doesn't have much of a long kickoff game. They get about 25, 30 yards, but they're hoping that the ball will bounce and get them another 10 yards, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that how it's been played the whole season so far?
Pretty much. They have 2 first-year kickers.
Okay.
Here's this. Keep an eye on the spread formation. Might try to air it out early. We'll see what Bradford does. It will be a handoff, read option, and he'll be swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Number 6, Zach Walden, brought down for a gain of none.
Yeah, Freeman on the tackle.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, Freeman, 6 sacks so far this year.
Right.
That is tied for the state lead, not 2A, but the whole state of Indiana high school football. He is tied for number 1 in sacks. Freeman has just transformed as a player here over the summer through last year. Here comes another snap. This will be an option. Batted up in the air. Number 5, Clayton Heisong, uses his 6'2" stature and brings that one to the ground. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was meant for over on the far side.
Bradford ready to set up his offense.
And North Montgomery really spreading it out. They got 2 wideouts to the left.
They tried to use them last time, but instead, obviously, that one got batted down. We'll see what they do here. It will be a pass. Step back, he has a clean pocket, gives it over to number 31. On the left side will be brought down, number 31 for the North Montgomery Chargers, Zach Searle. And that'll set up a 4th down and short here for North Montgomery. They will elect to punt it appears.
Yeah, Western Boone, it was Brett Wethington who had the first hit on him. He probably would have got the first down if he hadn't been able to get that hit because Freeman wasn't able to get to him probably quick enough, and that kept him from getting the first down.
Yeah, and this 4th down in the exact same spot as it was last drive.
Exactly.
And here comes the punt. He will take it. It's going to be a fake, and Coble tucks it, goes to the left side. He has enough for it, still moving. Coble on the other side of the field will be brought down in bounds right at the 49-yard line of Western Boone. And I was going to say something.
Caught them flat-footed on that. It's Connor Hole finally hammered him into the third row of the bleachers over on the other side. But, yeah,
Brett,
they caught him flat-footed. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you if that would be a good time to go for it on fourth down because of what happened last drive where the Stars went down and scored anyway. I held it to myself. Should have said something because there with the fake punt, and now this offense set up with a 1st and 10 right on the 50-yard line. Single back formation, man in motion. It'll be a quarterback keeper, Bradford, through the middle of the defense, and will be brought down now after a nice gain of 7 or 8 yards.
And with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter, this is the first time that North Montgomery has been in Western Boone territory.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with this field position here. Really critical now if they're down by 2 touchdowns that they want to put up points on the board.
And that's good to see North Montgomery not afraid to take a chance on a fourth down.
Against the Stars defense, that's really what you need to do, especially with that Spencer Wright on the other side of the ball. Handoff up the middle. He has enough, still moving. Will be brought down. Look like number 6, Zach Walden. That's Zach Searle. And Searle, the ball carrier, sets up the Chargers with a first down. They're knocking on that door of the red zone. They're right around the 32, 33-yard line. And they have momentum on their side here, even though they're down by 2 touchdowns. Pistol formation, handoff. That will be a handoff over to the right side. He's brought down as Bradford tries to execute the read. Wasn't able to pull it in time. Would have been plenty of open field if he took it himself.
Yeah, senior Casey Foster on the tackle. That just took a little bit too much time, the handoff. Took an extra second, and that gave Casey time to get in there, Foster time to get in there and get that tackle.
Yeah, Bradford, if he had pulled it for himself, he would have had running lanes kind of like what he had the play before where he got the big gain. Here he goes. He's going to take it to the right side on the bootleg. He has pressure. He will tuck it and run it himself. He's at about the 30-yard line before he's brought out. There will be a gain of about 3 or 4.
Over there, looked like Austin Bowman helped run him out with
number 16, Brett Wethington as well.
Yep, Brett Wethington.
So now about a minute left here in the first.
But now it's another 3rd and long, but they've got to be 4-down territory here. North Montgomery will not, so you got to be thinking if you're North Montgomery, get 4 or 5 yards here and leave yourself maybe a 4th and 3, 4th and 2.
Yeah, you don't need to go past the chains on this play. Would be nice, but not required here. They do have an extra man in as the fullback. They'll hand it off to the running back, number 31, Searle, and he's brought down by number 2, Trevor Weekley.
Yep.
And will be brought down for a gain of none.
Weekley, a freshman, 5'8", 160 pounds.
His first year playing on this team. Didn't start the first game, but came in for that 2nd, 3rd, and then here 4th game as well. Starting this one as well.
So now instead of having a 4th and short, now they're back. They're like a 4th and 7 now.
We'll see what they can do here. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, and
I think
a
they're going to call timeout.
Timeout, North Montgomery. And with that timeout, we'll take a timeout up here in the booth as well and be back here in just a few seconds on WBTV Sports. St. Adrian Meats and Sausage, located on the square in downtown Lebanon, offers locally raised and handcrafted proteins. Experts in livestock production and nutrition, their core value is that quality protein begins with exceptional nutrition. From birth to butcher, they know exactly what is in their products and how the animals are raised. Support your Boone County butchers and buy local. St. Adrian is open Fridays from noon until 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Bob's Concessions sells foods such as Polish and Italian sausage, tenderloins, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, and more. You can find Bob Campbell and his delicious food truck at events such as the Turning of the Leaves Festival and other fairs around the area. For more information, call 317-850-6491. Well, hello. Welcome back here, North Montgomery High School. As we're coming to this one, the weather is cooling down a little bit, and these players ready for this 4th down. They've got trips formation on the right side. Bradford hugging the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation. He's going to be looking their way. Those are the right side, and that will be incomplete pass. Thrown out of bounds. Not a very good pass at all, and that will set up Western Boone with that turnover on downs and set up their offense 1st and 10.
Is that Caleb Iron?
Number 30, Caleb
Yeah,
Iron.
he was one putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback there. I think he had to pass that ball just a second or two quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, this pass rush by the Stars has been very good so far this year. We've already mentioned Caleb Freeman. We've seen Casey Foster already in the backfield. He doesn't even play a whole lot on the defensive line, and he's so good at getting in there. And he's on the field now as Casey Foster.
You know, in Western Boone now, with their third time with the ball, again, starting at the 30-yard line, great field position for Western Boone.
We'll see what they can do with it here. Have not had trouble so far running the ball up and down. Though will be brought down for the stop, though. And we brought down for a loss of 3 or 4. I started to say earlier before the play cut me off is this Stars offense has not had trouble moving the ball up and down the field here. They've already scored 2 touchdowns in as many drives. And here I'm sure they're not intimidated by the 30-yard line that they're at now. The coaches will let the clock run down, and we'll go into the first quarter break and be back with you just in a moment. Here you're watching Friday Night Football on WBTV Sports.
Hoosier Agromag's certified and experienced team of professionals provides planning, design, sales, construction, service, and parts for farm and small commercial grain systems. The construction team's clean and quick approach assures the most efficient option for you while keeping your facility operating at its best with an eye for the future. Give Hoosier Agromag a call at 765-436-2203 or visit their website at HoosierAg.com.
This portion of the broadcast is being brought to you by Jones Home Services. They're a 24-hour heating and cooling specialist. Give them a call at 317-753-0230 or check them out online at joneshomeservices.biz for all your home and improvement needs.
Hello, welcome back, North Montgomery High School. Before we get back into this second quarter, we'll take a look at some scores from around the conference. Ron Colley ahead against Cecina, 6-0. Obviously not a conference game, but Cecina a big 2A competitor here for the Stars. Danville and Tri-West. Tri-West is up by 6 against their rivals there. That game is at home for Tri-West.
I really thought Danville might be able to give them a little bit of trouble.
Now, I talked to some Tri-West people over the course of the week, and they were pretty confident that they were going to be able to handle Danville pretty easily. So here it's only a 6-point game late into the first, that is.
Well, and like you were saying, the game between Tri-West and Western Boone last week, other than a few little key plays, it was a close game as well. So Tri-West is not a bad football team this year.
No, of course not. They've only lost 2. They're 2-2 now after that loss against Western Boone. Their other loss came against Plainfield, a very good team. So they've been able to hold their own against Frankfort here and then trying to get a win against Danville. Here's the pass. He's going to be escaping pressure. Spencer Wright on the close side, and he'll have to throw one out of bounds after some pressure by a couple North Montgomery Chargers. Spencer Wright had to roll out, and they will throw a flag on the field.
Might be a taunting on 31.
No, it's intentional grounding against Spencer Wright.
Gosh.
There is no receiver in the area as he threw that one out.
And that's a penalty from the spot of the throw, correct?
That's right. And it's also a loss of downs.
Yeah. And so look at there. It's from the spot that he threw it back 5 yards. Now we're second and a long way. If you were the offensive coach, what would you call now?
Well, right now, if I'm Coach Pelly, what I'm betting he's going to do is just run the ball from this part. They'll throw it on third down if they need to, but on second down, likely just run it.
Be nice if they could get up to the original line of scrimmage.
They got 2 receivers at the top of the screen.
Well, that
penalty.
helps. That'll get you 5 yards.
Some encroachment against this North Montgomery defense, and as you mentioned, that does help quite a bit.
Been leveled on that. So you get 2 or 3 more of those, we'll be back where we started.
That's right, and North Montgomery doing this Western Boone offense some favors as he tried to just rush across the line, didn't count the snap quite correctly.
Tell you, a beautiful late summer, early fall evening here at North Montgomery.
Yeah, and the weather's perfect for some football.
Trips now.
Keep an eye on the screen to Brett Wethington, number 16. He looks his way, but being covered up well. It can be run out and sacked. Spencer Wright brought down. The ball's out. There's a fumble. It's brought back. North Montgomery, touchdown. Number 20 for the North Montgomery Chargers, Kiefer Carmine. And he evens this to a 1-touchdown game on the strip sack of Spencer Wright, and another turnover by Spencer Wright, only his second of the year, second sack of the game. And this pressure by this North Montgomery team really doing Spencer and this offensive line trouble.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if that wasn't Webster. We'll see if we get a replay on this. We got Webster causing the fumble. Oh, they're going to go for 2.
Well, look at this formation. They're going to bring some guys back into the line of scrimmage. All their linemen were split out wide. Going for 2. Bradford going to be dropping back. He has plenty of room. Now will be rushed. Throws this one out, and it's intercepted. That is Cortez Stoudemire with the interception in the end zone. So 2-point conversion, no good. 13-6 is the score there.
Well, that helps Western Boone. Gets that still able to have that 7-point lead, but yeah, they were in that backfield, and I thought it was Webster. I'm not 100% sure, but whoever was back there for North Montgomery really put the arm on the quarterback, and boy, that turnover, that made a big difference in this ball game with 11:44 to go in this first half.
Yeah, and this North Montgomery offense, they were able to move the ball pretty efficiently on their last drive. They got it into pretty deep in enemy territory before they were stopped on 4th down, so they do have a little bit of offensive momentum. That defensive play, though, it swings this game from a 2-touchdown game, and Western Boone could have scored a third there. Now it is a 1-touchdown game, and North Montgomery only 7 points away now with the ball.
Yeah, and just like you were talking about the keys earlier in the game, you were talking about turnovers and mistakes, and that's what you said. Penalties and turnovers is what Western Boone did want to have tonight.
Now, the first football game that I can remember watching, little me, in 2009, the Super Bowl, Colts versus Saints, and Peyton Manning and the Colts, they were about to score what would have been a game-tying or possibly game-winning touchdown. And the interception by Tracy Porter brought back for a touchdown made the stat lines look pretty bad, but that would have been a one-score game there. Here as Reese Durbin gets it and goes down. So really these defensive touchdowns can sway the game to look one way or another. It almost went to being where Western Boone was up by 3 touchdowns. Now it's just a 1-touchdown game, the opposite in that Super Bowl, to where the Saints would have been from a tie game to now they were up by 2 touchdowns.
But then Western Boone right here getting ready to start back with the ball at the 38, 39-yard line. Every time they've got a possession, the worst field position they've got to start a drive is about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and this kickoff team, and the second time we've been able to see them for North Montgomery is they did have the opening kickoff, but they just haven't been able to drive Western Boone deep into that territory. Here comes the heavy set formation. Robbie Taylor, the running back in the backfield. It is handed off to Robbie Taylor, number 41, going to be brought forward, still moving. And he's still moving his feet, going to be brought down now. The rep sidesteps twice. That's a 9-yard gain for Robbie Taylor. Yeah. And the offensive push for the Stars. Trent Krishner, one of the guys in there, sporting his new position, tight end position. There's a flag on the play now.
And a plethora of Chargers bringing him down.
I didn't quite see what the penalty was there. It's
sideline warning, yeah.
We're in the second quarter now, 11:15 and dropping on the clock. That heavy set formation again. Tackle is in motion. Don't see that very often. Robbie Taylor, the back, with the ball in his hand now off the right guard. He's still moving, has first down and more, and he'll be brought down now after a gain of 3 or 4. Will move the chains for this Western Boone offense.
That time, Nick Rice able to bring down the running back on that play.
So 1st and 10 for the Stars offense after a pair of really nice runs by Robbie Taylor and a couple nice pushes by his team to push the pile forward. Sporting this heavy set formation, Robbie Taylor, once again the running back. A big physical guy. Going to hand it off to him once again. He's got a hole. He's still moving. Chugging forward for a gain of 9 once again, as his first carry was.
Yep, Gabe Laws on the tackle. So so evidently Western Boone's decided that they're just going to run it down the throat of North Montgomery here, burn some clock, and it's interesting. It's like we think we can get more than 3 yards a down. You stop us, and I until they stop them, I think they're just going to run this thing down into the end zone if North Montgomery can't stop them.
Yeah, this North Montgomery defense, they did well early against the run, and here Taylor's having his way, still moving. He's got more room.
Yeah.
He's going to be brought down right around the 24-yard line.
Well, Taylor gets into the secondary. I mean, he's just gone.
You usually see Brett Wethington with those runs. However, the coaching staff giving Brett a little bit of a rest on the sidelines. He's also a 3-down player, 4-down player on the defense for the Stars, so he gets a little bit of a rest. And his colleague, his backup, number 41, Robbie Taylor.
Boy, he's a junior, and he's 5'6", but he's 185 pounds.
He's a big boy, and he gets it done right around the line of scrimmage. He has the ball now again. This time will be brought down by the North Montgomery Chargers. Number 35 was there in on the play, Jacob Braun. So Taylor sets up his team now with a 2nd and long, 2nd and about 8. And like you said, I do not see this Stars team moving away from this heavy set in a while. It's been working so far. They've got a couple extra tight ends. Their wing backs are closer to the tight end position now. An extra offensive lineman. Man in motion's Marsh. Handoff once again to Taylor, this time to the left side, and he's brought down after.
He's going to go for about 4 here, and so it's going to be a 3rd and short. Yeah, they're just giving him the ball, and I'll tell you what, it is interesting. They do have one wideout out there, and if they catch the safety or the outside linebacker sleeping over here, he could be wide open for a touchdown in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, the wide receiver you mentioned, Connor Garrity, he's split out to the top of your screen, one-on-one with number 1, Logan Kelly, the cornerback for this team. He's got about 5 yards of cushion. If they wanted to get him a quick screen, that would work too. Man in motion, handoff. Taylor's going to be wrapped up and brought down now, short of the 1st down. That'll be a gain of none. That'll set up a 4th and about 2.
Again, Ben leveled, and Cale Warren on the tackle there.
And now Brett Wethington's going to come out onto the field to replace Robbie Taylor after he's brought up on that game.
Yeah, and you know what? Think of the time that Western Boone's run off the clock here. We're down under 8 minutes to go here in this first half.
Man in motion, and they'll call him back, Casey Baird. Single back, Spencer Wright under the center. Hands it off, and Wethington's going to be brought down. Will not get the 1st down. And that will be a failed 4th down conversion. Turnover on downs. North Montgomery with the ball deep in their own territory after the Stars offense could not get it done. Complete running play every single play of that drive, and it did not work out in the end.
And again, Drew Webster over there. Who else would be over there to help out on that tackle?
Webster has been a stud so far tonight, racking up tackles. He's got a sack. He's been an impact player, the captain for this team. 6'4", 235 senior defensive lineman. And now with 7:25 left in the half, North Montgomery going to try to put up some more points on this board. If they play their cards correctly, they could go into the half with a tie ball game. And man, would that be huge. That doesn't happen very often against the Stars team the last couple of years.
They've got a wide out to the left here. Oh, and North Montgomery's going to call another timeout.
Yeah, an early timeout here before the drive gets started, so we'll take a timeout up here in the booth as well. You are watching Friday Night Football on WBTV Sports.
Ready to make a move? Then look no further than Moody & Company, powered by Keller Williams Realty. As a top 5% real estate team in all of Boone County and greater Indianapolis, Moody & Company works hard so you don't have to. So when moving time comes, you better get moving with Moody. Call 765-336-1622 today.
Thanks to JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations for making this broadcast possible. Our friends at JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations do custom inlays, refinishing, laminate, and vinyl plank flooring. Give Jesse and Kristen a call at 765-894-5978 or check them out on Facebook. That's JL Hardwood and Restoration.
Welcome back here. As you can see the scoreboard on your screen, 6-13 in favor of the Stars. However, the ball will be in favor of this North Montgomery offense.
And the handoff, Zach Searle. He picks up about 3. It'll be a 2nd down and 7. Ball setting right at the 20-yard line. Again, 7:03 to go here in this first half of play. A 13-6 lead for Western Boone. North with 2 wideouts left, 1 right.
And go figure, seeing some more technical issues here. I think we've got it all figured out.
And Cyril runs again. This time he's going to lose one. So now there you go. They're 3rd and 8 right now.
Yeah, and we'll see how they manage here. 3rd and long in their own, deep into their own territory. They are in the defensive red zone inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, if you're Western Boone, you got to be happy with your defense and how they've played in this first half. Offense, they've made a few mistakes and cost some points for them in the ballgame so far.
Yeah, it's usually not the problem with the Stars team. Their offense has been a little sluggish today. They did score on the first 2 drives, but nothing since. Man, the quarterback keeper is Bradford, still moving. He's got the wheels, and he'll be brought out of bounds after a gain of around 20. And he gets plenty for the first down. And what we were just talking about was a deep 3rd and long. Now they'll be set up with a 1st and 10 right around the 35-yard line. Gain of about 10. All right, here's the pistol formation. Spread wide receivers. Bradford surveying the field. Looks like man coverage. This will be a quarterback keeper by Bradford, and he'll be brought down by the Stars defense after a gain of only 1 or 2. That sets up 2nd down. 2nd and about 8. The Stars defense, they'll play there's 3-4, and they'll play a lot of what they do in man coverage. You can see at the bottom of your screen, Connor Hull moves over to help out. He's usually plays safety. Now he'll be covering.
Way over the head of the intended receiver over there.
And, man, you can't see it on your screen, but that sun out there setting right now.
Yeah. You know, we've got a lot of Western Boone being a rural community just like Montgomery County. Farmers getting in the field, getting ready to get started for this big harvest. Hope everything stays safe.
Here's the bootleg. Bradford might just have to keep it. No, he'll throw it deep. It's high up in the air. And on coverage, it's in the air, and it is dropped. Number 21, Kate Coble, the intended receiver, covered by number 24, Connor Holt. Connor jumps up there, does a really nice job on coverage as that strong safety, and not able to put on the interception after it's batted up into the air.
And that's what I like to see. The officials, both of the players, the defense and offensive player, both were making a play for it. There's no reason to throw a flag. Both of them had an opportunity to catch the ball, and man, it was close. The offense and defense make a good play on that.
Now you wonder, if this game were the NFL, would they have called that a pass interference just as much as they've been doing lately?
Probably.
Here comes the punt. 4th and long. This is a high punt, only travels about 30 or 40 yards, and that'll be a fair catch by number 24, Connor Hull. Before we move on to this next drive, we'll take a look at some scoring updates. Lebanon 19-0 against Frankfurt. Frankfurt's been struggling this year in the conference. Crispus Attucks against Pioneer. Pioneer, of course, the 1A school, moved up into 2A. Crispus Attucks is down 0-7 against Pioneer. Eastbrook, team that Western Boone beat last year in their last game, 14-7 up against Oak Hill. And then Tri-West and Danville. Danville ahead by 1, 7-6.
I told you that I thought Danville would give Tri-West all they needed in this ball game.
And finally, Southmont is ahead against Crawfordsville, 7-0 is the score over there on the other side of Montgomery County.
Homecoming down at Southmont tonight.
Oh, as Taylor rushes up the middle. Robbie Taylor, looks like they might just try to go with that heavy set for most of this drive as well. You mentioned Southmont having their homecoming right now. We'd like to thank Southmont student Austin Smothers, he's our technical director today, sacrificed his school's homecoming to come out and help us with this football game. Thank you, Austin, for your help today.
I thought he looked like a pretty intelligent guy. I knew he had to be a Southmont graduate. I aren't a Southmont graduate myself. Don't hold that against me.
Here's the heavy set. Unless we're playing Southmont, I don't mind. And Taylor's still moving, and he gets another first down. Robbie Taylor has his way against this defense for 2 straight plays. And now the Stars, 40-yard line of North Montgomery. They're trying to get back what they lost after that 4th-and-1 stop on the last play.
And I tell you, Crawfordsville's struggling this season. Frankfurt's struggling this season. That may come out down. That Frankfurt-Crawfordsville game might be the only time either one of those might have an opportunity to win a ball game the way they're struggling.
Yeah, that's what happened last year.
Yep.
If I remember right, Crawfordsville won that game. It was actually a blowout. Handoff up the middle is Robbie Taylor, and still the kid keeps fighting for more yards this time. Right as he's soon as about to drop to the ground, lunges, and he gets 4 or 5 on the carry.
Well, I tell you what, this game moving right along. We're down about 4 minutes to go here in this first half of play, and again, a 13-6 lead. And Western Boone, how big would it be for them to get a touchdown here and go into the locker room at the half?
Well, they're trying to. Here's Robbie Taylor still moving forward. Flag on the play, but he'll get a gain of 5 or 6. Close to a first down marker. That flag, we'll see what they call. Likely go against the offenses as you usually do.
Leveled on the tackle.
We're awaiting the call.
Looks like they're going to count it off on North Montgomery.
Yeah, it's a face mask against the Chargers. So that sets up an easy and automatic first down for the Stars.
It was just a 5-yarder, so it was a flagrant face mask penalty. They're going to switch him out here. Taylor's going out. They're bringing some new horses in for Western Boone here.
Yeah, the starting running back Wethington in. They brought in 2 slot/wing receivers, and Hull and Stoudemire. Stoudemire line up in the slot. Hull is the wing. Handoff goes to the left side as the outside zone is Wethington. There's a flag thrown on the play near the line of scrimmage. Wethington will get a gain of about 9.
It's kind of in the holding area.
That sure was, holding against the Stars. So that play, nice 9-yard gain by the fresh legs of Brett Wethington. That'll be brought back. That looked like Western Boone number 76. 76 for the Stars. I believe Andrew Kopic. Excuse me, that's Sam Biggs, the right tackle for the Stars. Now they should get a new addition to their offensive line next week. Starting left guard went out in the first game against Sheridan with a bad knee. Colton Chapman should be back in the lineup next week. He's been recovering nicely and is hoping to be back next week for the Stars, so that'll add some extra depth along that offensive line. Maybe get rid of some of those sacks. Here's the left side bootleg for right. This one's caught over to the left side, still moving down the left sideline and brought out. Number 33, Cortez Stoudemire, brought down right around the 11-yard line. That's enough for a Western Boone first down.
Yeah, pushed out of bounds, waiting for him to Logan Kelly on the stop over on the far sideline.
What a heads-up play.
Yeah.
Spencer Wright does a nice job avoiding the pressure, and right before he's taken out of bounds, throws that one on the dot. It's even tipped up in the air, and it's still coming down with it. Cortez Stoudemire, he struggled with a few drops so far this year.
Boy, he's fast when he gets the ball.
One thing he doesn't drop is interceptions. 2 of them last week, 1 of them in this game on that 2-point conversion. Here's a handoff up the middle. Wethington swallowed up by this off defensive line. Still moving a little bit farther. Only a gain of 1 or 2. Brett Wethington.
Zach Walden brought him down there for North Montgomery, but now we're...
And they'll stop the clock. Timeout, an official's timeout there. So before we move into a break, we'd like to thank the Young family for sponsoring WBTV Sports. Couldn't do without you guys, the Young family.
This is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.
All right, we're back here coming in hot. That break was a little bit shorter than what we anticipated. That'll be a handoff to the left side. Robbie Taylor is still moving as he always does. He drags 3 defensive linemen with him on that gain.
The reason the officials called that stoppage of play was Nick Rice walked off and looked like he had a shoulder injury.
Was able to get off on his own power,
yes, he
though.
was, yeah.
2 minutes and dropping. The Stars, they only need 5 yards. They'll likely just run out as much of this clock as they can.
3rd down and 5, 3rd and goal. Yeah, if you're Western Boone, you're not in a big hurry here you want to get the touchdown.
Man in motion, handoff to Robbie Taylor. Robbie up the middle.
Keeper.
That's a quarterback keeper. Spencer Wright in. Touchdown, Western Boone. And Spencer Wright, number 7 of the quarterback keeper to the left side, puts up 6 more up on the board. 19-6 is your score pending this extra point. Now, number 43, Jake Taylor in on the PAT for the Stars, the holder. Number 10, Reese Durbin. Long snapper, Casey Foster. The hold is down, the kick is up, the kick is through, and it's good. No troubles there. 2 for 3 so far on PATs is Jake Taylor. He's only missed 1 this year, the freshman kicker for the Stars. Now we got 1:47 before we move on. I'd like to remind everyone to subscribe to this WBTV Sports YouTube channel that you're watching on. Press that red subscribe button and the notification bell just to the right of it. You'll get notifications anytime that we come out with a new live stream here on WBTV Sports.
And I'll tell you what, you talk about, we've got 20-6 as a score right now, but the most points scored in a game in this series was 60 when Western Boone earned a 60-14 win last year. That was the largest points. And the most points by North Montgomery was a 52-12 win in September of 26th of 08. So there's been some games that there's been some high scoring here by both of these teams.
Yeah, and we mentioned Western Boone has controlled the last 5 games. The 5th one, dating back 4 years ago, was in the sectional play where Western Boone and North Montgomery were in the same sectional. Took them out by a score of just 1 to move on to the next round. Now Western Boone looking to make a playoff push again this year after they had, of course, the success of last year. And here's the kick from number 43, Jake Taylor, moving back and forth for kickoffs. This is number 21, still moving to the left side. North Montgomery has a return, still moving. Coble off to the right side. He's at the 30-yard line, got 1 more man to beat. He's brought down at the 20-yard line of North Montgomery.
Austin Bowman able to push him out of bounds. Austin was the last star out there to knock him out of bounds at the 20, or he was Gone. I'll tell you what, a little poor tackling that time by Western Boone.
Yeah, and this sets up North Montgomery perfectly. They have 1:36, plenty of time to make a red zone push here. They're at the 21-yard line. And, man, what kind of athlete is Cade Coble there? We've seen him on a few returns here. We've seen him a little bit on offense. And there he just turns on the jets with a nice vision and gets a huge kickoff return in just perfect time for it, too.
Yeah, the one thing Austin did is he took the right line to cut him off and knock him out of bounds.
Man in motion after that spread formation. Bradford will keep it off to the right side, and it'll be brought down, ripped to the ground, a loss of none. Stopped at the 0.
Freeman on the tackle. We've said his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, for more than just tonight's play, of course. He's had success so far this year and hopefully look to continue that, add some more sacks to his total. Lebanon right now leading Frankfort 40-0.
A nail biter, huh?
That's right. Frankfurt's been a lot of those nail biters. Here's the pass over to the right side. Number 20 still moving. He's got room, and he's in. Touchdown, North Montgomery. Number 20, Kiefer Carmine in. 4-6, 20-12 is the score now with 57 seconds left on the board. And Carmine makes it into the end zone and trims this score down. North Montgomery not giving up after the Stars have gone up by 2 touchdowns twice now this game. North Montgomery answers with another big play.
Looks like they're going to go for 2.
And it looks like we're going to look at the replay here, as there's just a nice option play out to the right side. See if we can get rid of that now and take a look at his 2-point conversion play over to the right side. Same play. He's going to get in with ease over to the right side. That is a 2-point conversion successful. 14-20 is the score now. 6-point ball game.
Warren on the reception there. And the Stars just didn't have enough people over there to get him out of bounds. But now we've got that 6-point game we were talking about, a 20-14 lead now.
Yeah, and we were talking about earlier how North Montgomery could go into the locker room with a 13-13 tie. 2 touchdowns have happened since then. 20-14 is the score. Western Boone, what do you do now with just 1 minute left on the clock in the second? Trying to go for a little bit of momentum here and take something into the locker room.
Well, I think if Western Boone gets the ball and they can get it beyond the 40 or 45-yard line, I think they'll try to push it down to see if they can get even within field goal range. If they get the ball back around the 30 to the 20-yard line, I think they'll just run it out and go into the locker room and come back for the second half.
Now, they've been running this whole game. They've been running with success. Be interested to see which running back they decide to go with to begin this drive. Taylor has led the team so far with rushes. Last time we talked about Danville and Tri-West, the score was 7-6. Had a few touchdowns since then. A game looking like this, 19-13, Danville's ahead.
And that's at Tri-West tonight.
Well, here comes the kickoff. That kicks up in the air, a high one. Will be caught, will be muffed. Still on the ground, looks like Western Boone will have it.
Boy, they're having the dropsies here tonight.
Yeah, number 8, that was for the Stars.
Marsh.
Luke Marsh.
Yep. So I would almost say Western Boone's not going to do anything to take an opportunity to let North Montgomery get an interception or a fumble and get this thing back. If I would almost bet they just kind of control the ball here and they go to the locker room 20-14.
Yeah, Wethington, the running back on the field. Now, you say that, but there's been so many times where the Stars have just tried to run out the clock and accidentally get a score as they've just been so prolific here. The batted pass, it is caught. A reception by Connor Hull. Connor still looking over the left side. Will be brought down, surges forward for a first down.
And again, that was tipped.
Yeah, and Hull catches that one off of the tip. Does a nice job there, splitting the defense in half.
They get to stop the clock until they get the chain set, at least here.
And the clock's moving now, 41 seconds. The Stars hurry into the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to try to mount a drive here. The ball is slung out in between the hands of number 10, Reese Durbin. That's incomplete. That stops the clock, out of bounds.
Where you throw those balls clear out there on the sidelines, and opportunity for a defensive play to really change this game.
Yeah, now you did say that you wanted the Stars don't want to go in and throw a risky interception or a fumble. But that one, the only person who could have caught that on that play and right knew it was his receiver. Unfortunately, slipped through the hands just a little off target, but was just trying to avoid the interception at the very least. 31 seconds. Here's the offense. This will be a bootleg out to the right, out to the left side, right-handed quarterback. And that is
intercepted.
An interception by this North Montgomery team. Now with 25.8 seconds, what did you say the Stars don't want to do going into this when they throw it into double coverage?
I'm telling you, you do not want to throw a ball like that. And that was Zach Walden on the interception, and now that gives North Montgomery the ball at the 42-yard line with 25.8 seconds to go.
Man, what a play by this North Montgomery team as they're trying to go in and tie this one or even take the lead.
Yeah. And your defense, that's been the bright spot so far in this first half for Western Boone, has been the defense. Other than the last drive by North Montgomery, the defense has stepped up. I think they need to step up.
Yeah, and we'll see this North Montgomery team now, pistol formation. Two receivers to the top of your screen. It'll be a keeper over the right side. Bradford tucks it. Will be looking to get out of bounds. He will. Loss of 1, but stops the clock. Nothing there as he was just looking for some open lanes. Didn't find it. Sets his team up 2nd and 10 or 11. A little bit of a malfunction there with the chain gang. They'll have a full half to try to figure out what's going on. It'll be an official's timeout as they try to figure out the chains.
Oh, it's broke.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing
That's
about it, we've not had any measurements in this ball game.
We had 3 last game against Tri-West. The Stars did.
Very got her set back up.
Everything fixed. Yeah, Bradford's run out of bounds. Messed up the chain gang a little bit. Looks like their chains are still broken, but they'll fix it at halftime. Empty set. 4 wide receivers wide, and that one thrown just out of reach of his intended wide receiver. That was a pass to number 2, Kai Warren. Now with 18.1 seconds, the clock is stopped. However, 3rd and 12. If you don't pick this one up,
Yeah, and I don't know how close North Montgomery. I don't know what kind of a kicking game they have, how close they would have to be to take a chance at a 3-point.
Yeah, usually you see these smaller schools in high school. You got to be inside the red zone for the most part in order to kick those. Here's that empty set. 5 verticals. Going to be faced with some pressure. Throws this one. It'll be kept out of bounds. So catches it though. So that's kind of a questionable deal there as he goes out of bounds. That stops the clock. Now it's 4th down with 10, 11, 12 seconds up on the board. So, of course, they would have to hurry it up or something. But now, if they don't convert this, then the Stars, they'll have the ball with still a few seconds. I doubt they'll do anything, but just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Warren was able to get out of bounds with 11 seconds to go.
We haven't seen a whole lot from this deep passing game for North Montgomery. I probably wouldn't have stepped out of bounds there. Throws this one, and never mind. He catches it, goes out of bounds. Disregard everything I just said. North Montgomery picks up the first down, moves the chains, 8.4 seconds left. They're just trying to get a little bit of something going on. They still have a timeout in case they need to use it.
Yeah, Kai Warren on that, and they're inching their way.
Yeah, they're targeting that outside, catches it, step out of bounds, and they do have a timeout if they wanted to go towards the middle of the field, if they wanted to set up their field goal unit.
Western Boone playing awful soft over there on that far side.
Empty set. Faced with a lot of pressure. Throws this one deep. Right with the interception. Spencer Wright, the quarterback, plays defensive back, and he's returning it over to the left side. Still going. Spencer Wright will easily score another touchdown. And Spencer Wright has this crowd ecstatic for the Stars. Wright with a touchdown, Western Boone.
But we've got a flag. Number 51 threw down number 50. Western Boone's. And 51 was into it with 50. Freeman and
number 50,
Thompson,
the team captain. Yeah,
Thompson, and there was a flag. So I don't know if they're going to bring this back. There's going to be a personal foul on Western Boone.
Well, disregard the last 20 seconds of play as they're going to bring that one back. An illegal block in the back is what they're going to call. No touchdown. And, man, what that would have been such a momentum change as we were just talking about right through the interception that set up that drive. And there played defensive back. He's dabbled a little bit on the defensive back so far this season. Doesn't play a whole lot on defense because, they kind of want to protect their star quarterback. Not sure they're talking
And
to
the bad thing
now.
about that was, if we see the replay, or if you're watching this at home, it was not even in on the play. The running back, or excuse me, the interception and the guy running it in was 10 yards downfield, and it happened 10 yards behind the play.
And that's always how those penalties seem to happen.
The two of them were tied.
Returns.
They were tied up, and they were going at it, and it was at the 40-yard line, and he was at the 20 when he was thrown out of bounds.
Now, Caleb Freeman, he's completely changed his demeanor since last year. He plays with a mean streak now, and that time got a little too mean as he sets up that loss. Let's see where they ended up calling it. What is it, a 10, 15 yards from the spot of the foul?
Yeah, it was about the 40-yard line of North Montgomery, so it's 15 yards back, and boy,
And
that
they'll just
negates
kneel it.
that negates a touchdown.
That negates a huge momentum change. The Stars would have went into the locker room with 2 touchdowns. That would have wiped away Wright's mistakes so far this half. And instead, they'll take the knee. They will hear a little bit of boos going off the field, and that will lead to halftime. And we'll see if maybe we can get some stats in on the play, but we'll just kind of recap what happened there. A very, very interesting last 2 minutes of play here. And this went from Spencer Wright's interception that we told him not to throw. I guess he doesn't listen to the commentators up in the booth. And then it went to the interception that Wright caught and brought back to the house. But, of course, the penalty brings that one back. So, still, the Stars will go into the half, 20-14 lead. North Montgomery will receive the second half kickoff, and we'll try to mount a drive here.
Yeah, it was kind of like a NASCAR race. It was like the last 10 laps. You didn't know what was going to happen and how many yellow flags you were going to have. I mean, it was amazing that last 2.5, 3 minutes of play, how everything went back and forth. Momentum shifted back and forth. And after all that, Western Boone still up by 6 points going into the locker room. But who would you want to be? Would you want to be North Montgomery going into the locker room down 6? Or would you want to be Western Boone up 6, knowing that you should be probably up about 20?
Exactly. I would rather be North Montgomery. They're playing with so much momentum right now. Even though that touchdown was negated, that was still a huge play by the Stars, though. So we'll be back here in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned for our halftime interview with number 16 running back and middle linebacker Brett Weddington. We'll see you in just a few minutes here on WBTV Sports.
Can you survive a night at Indiana Fear Farm?
It was awesome.
Scary. Very, very scary.
We traveled an hour and a half to come to it.
Come see what's new in our spectacular haunted hayride stunt show and scream your way through our blood-curdling slaughter bar.
Don't touch me! It was so cool! I peed my pants.
It was fantastic.
I had fun. The worst part was that when you had...
If you want fear, if you want fun, get it all for one low price at Indiana Fear Farm. Opening weekend, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Go to IndianaFearFarm.com now for instant coupon. Indiana Fear Farm in Jamestown. Come out here for farm fresh beer.
Oh my God. Scary.
IndianaFearFarm.com.
WBTV Sports would like to take this time to recognize the Lebanon Martial Arts Academy. The academy is conveniently located next to the Lebanon Movie Theater. For more information, check out their website at www.lebanonmartialartsacademy.com or call at 765-335-2080.
WBTV Sports is proud to welcome LSI Lawn and Landscape Services to our broadcast family. Give Landon a call or text at 317-430-5007. LSI is your proven leader for all your turf care needs, from mowing and trimming to tree and shrub installation. LSI can even handle all your snow removal needs. That's LSI Lawn and Landscape Services.
This portion of the game is being brought to you by Winecoop Accounting Services. Give them a call at 317-441-8135 and let them take the stress out of your taxes. Winecoop Accounting Services has over 30 years tax experience and specializes in small business accounting financial reports. That number again is 317-441-8135.
The Jamestown Lions Club has been serving the Boone County area for many years. If you'd like to be part of the great organization, stop by the Jackson Township Historical Society on the third Monday of every month and check it out. All meetings are open to the public. That's the Jamestown Lions Club.
Do you need shirts for a school, business, club, or anything else? Give Willie Smith and Smith Tees Screen Printing a call. Smith Tees will give you excellent service with satisfaction guaranteed. Just call 765-436-7930.
Looking for some tasty options at your next event? Give Cochran's Catering and Cakes a call. No job is too big or too small at Cochran's. For all your catering and cake needs, contact Beth at 765-676-6369.
Jamestown Christian Church is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Sunday service takes place at 9 a.m. for life groups, 10 a.m. for worship, and 5 p.m. for youth group. Jamestown Christian Church. Small church, big heart.
Opus Packaging is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Opus Packaging provides customers with the best packaging and distribution solutions to meet your specific needs. Check out Opus Packaging online at www.opuspkg.com.
WBTV Sports would like to recognize Thompson Lawn Mowing for helping make this broadcast possible. For all your lawn mowing needs, contact John Thompson at Thompson Mowing at 765-366-5070.
Whitaker Glass and Mirror, located across from the Lebanon Municipal Building, has been serving the Boone County area for nearly 15 years. Whitaker takes care of windows, specialty glass, mirrors, windshields, and more. Contact Troy and Janie at 765-482-1500 or online at www.whitglass.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's halftime show. I'm Nathaniel Finch, alongside star senior captain, star running back, star middle linebacker for this Western Boone football team, and Western Boone athletic ambassador Brett Wethington. Brett, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So far through 4 games, you've got around 60 carries, near 500 yards, and 5 rushing touchdowns. You are obviously the bell cow back, the feature running back for this Western Boone offense. How has that changed your preparation going into each game from this year as to last year, where you're more of the 1B type player?
The responsibilities kind of upped us up a little bit. I feel like I have to prepare just as much, if not more, for every single game, knowing that I have that much weight going onto my shoulders during every game. But, I accept the role, and I just appreciate what I've been given.
What are some of your goals into this season and into the postseason play here in a few weeks?
Goals stay the same as last year. Just go off, get super deep in the tournament, hopefully win another state title. We don't look ahead over any opponent, regardless of who it is, but that is the ultimate goal.
Well, Brett, you're on pace through the first 9 games, 135 carries, over 1,100 rushing yards, and 11 touchdowns. Very impressive play on the field so far. So I'm sure that however far this team goes, you're going to be one of those feature backs.
I'm so excited for this season. It's been absolutely just a rewarding experience. All the guys around me, we're all rallied together, and the guys around me just make me better. We push each other like iron sharpens iron, that old saying. I think that really applies to our football team right now.
Now, you guys can't see it now, but Brett, you wear number 16 on the football field. Where did you get that number from?
Okay, so one of my favorite numbers growing up was number 8. But when I moved here, I moved back my sophomore year. I had 2 choices. You pick number 8, number 16, or number 43. And 16 just seemed like a better choice for me. And 8 times 2 is 16, so I figured out why.
There you go. So just because number 8 wasn't available.
Number 8 wasn't available, and number 23 wasn't available. That was my prior number my freshman year. So I was like, you know what, 16 doesn't sound too bad.
All right, well, that works. Anything else you want to let the crowd know?
Let the crowd know? Yeah, sure. Actually, I got my name Brett. My dad was watching NFL football when I was little. I've always played football growing up. I started when I was 3. I've had a passion for the game ever since. And it was funny, one of my dad's favorite players was Brett Favre, and so he needed a name for a boy, so he picked out Brett.
Brett Wethington, named after Brett Favre, legendary football player, and Brett carving his own legacy here as well. Brett, thank you for coming out tonight. Now back to the game.
Thanks for having me.
Hoosier Agromag certified and experienced team of professionals provides planning, design, sales, construction, service, and parts for farm and small commercial grain systems. The construction team's clean and quick approach assures the most efficient option for you while keeping your facility operating at its best with an eye for the future. Give Hoosier Agromag a call at 765-436-2203 or visit their website at HoosierAg.com.
This portion of the broadcast is being brought to you by Jones Home Services. They're a 24-hour heating and cooling specialist. Give them a call at 317-753-0230 or check them out online at joneshomeservices.biz for all your home and improvement needs.
Bob's Concessions sells foods such as Polish and Italian sausage, tenderloins, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, and more. You can find Bob Campbell and his delicious food truck at events such as the Turning of the Leaves Festival and other fairs around the area. For more information, call 317-850-6491.
Thanks to JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations for making this broadcast possible. Our friends at JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations do custom inlays, refinishing, laminate, and vinyl plank flooring. Give Jesse and Kristen a call at 765-894-5978 or check them out on Facebook. That's JL Hardwood and Restoration.
St. Adrian Meats and Sausage, located on the square in downtown Lebanon, offers locally raised and handcrafted proteins. Experts in livestock production and nutrition, their core value is that quality protein begins with exceptional nutrition. From birth to butcher, they know exactly what is in their products and how the animals are raised. Support your Boone County butchers and buy local. St. Adrian is open Fridays from noon until 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4.
Lamar & Lamar Insurance strives to provide the highest quality insurance and service at the best possible price. Give Nick Threlkeld a call at 317-973-5700, or you can contact him by the email on your screen. Lamar & Lamar can take care of your insurance for auto, home, health, life, farm, and business.
Ready to make a move? Then look no further than Moody & Company, powered by Keller Williams Realty, as a top 5% real estate team in all of Boone County and greater Indianapolis. Moody & Company works hard so you don't have to. So when moving time comes, you better get moving with Moody. Call 765-336-1622 today.
Podcast is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact Collins Equipment today.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back. North Montgomery High School. You can see a scoreboard on your screen. 20-14 is your score. We're heading into the third quarter here. 5 minutes left of halftime. And before we move forward, we will take a look at some stats that we have here for the game. Passing for the Stars, Spencer Wright is 8 for 10, 128 yards. He's been converting just about everything that he's thrown. Been an impressive night so far for that young man. And we'll move on, take a look for some rushing numbers. Robbie Taylor leads the team in rushes. He has 12, 76 yards of offense for him. Brett Wellington next, 10 rushes, only 8 yards. Brett Wellington for the Stars has been awesome so far at converting these first downs and getting these big gains. So far he has been held under wraps there. Robbie Taylor has had a lot of success so far, though. Been an impressive game from that young man with those 78 yards of offense. Receiving, Connor Hull, Cortez Stoudemire, and Connor Garrity all have 2 catches. 55 yards for Hull, 41 for Stoudemire, 23 for Connor Garrity. And Reese Durbin has a lone catch of 7 yards as well. So we'll move over to the other side, take a look at some of North Montgomery's numbers. Jaron Bradford, he's 4 for 10, 20 passing yards so far. Most of those came there at the end of the game.
Right. End of that first half.
And excuse me, at the end of the first half. We still have one other half to play here. And then as for the rushing numbers, the starter, number 6, Zach Walden, only has 4 rushes, only 4 yards. For 2 rushes for 20 yards is number 21, Cade Coble. He's been such a contributor here with big play after big play, including that one on the kickoff return right there close to the end of the first half. So he's been impressive. He's been electric with that 22-yard run, 22-yard catch, 27-yard run. So Cade Coble has been earning his keep. Now next for the rushing numbers, Jaron Bradford, the quarterback. He's kept it 5 times, 23 yards. So he's been pretty successful there. Over 4 yards a carry for the quarterback on his keepers. So after that, we'll take a look at some team stats, see if I can have these pulled up.
That's what I was going to say. I got a key. When you get to the penalties, we'll talk about that.
So for Western Boone, 15 first downs. North Montgomery, only 7, almost half of that. Rushing yards, 111 rushing yards for Western Boone, only 61 for North Montgomery. Still some respectable numbers for the Chargers, and they're only trailing by a touchdown here because of those rushing numbers as well.
Right. And I'll tell you what, the first downs, you look at North Montgomery, they've scored quickly and they've scored on opportunities where they didn't need to get the first downs. So, I mean, Western Boone has controlled the ball. They've controlled the clock, but then they've made the mistakes and give North Montgomery the opportunity to get those quick strikes.
Yeah, North Montgomery has capitalized on the mistakes of the Stars offense. So moving on, we've already mentioned some of the passing numbers. total plays, the Stars have ran 38 total plays compared to 26 for North Montgomery. Not too much of a split there. I mean, it's 12 plays, about an extra drive for the Stars. But it's the yardage that is so much in favor of the winning team. The Stars, 237 total yards of offense, only 90 for North Montgomery, and somehow North Montgomery only trailing by a touchdown. The Stars offense has played sloppily. Those penalties that you mentioned, don't have the stats on those, but I would imagine that pretty big numbers so far.
Yeah, I think my key to the first half for North is being opportunistic, patient, and making the best out of the opportunities that they had. On Western Boone, the thing that's killed them, their Achilles, has been, if you look at the penalties, no matter what those penalties are, you can put 6 points onto those penalties because one penalty that was a roughing penalty, a personal foul, brought back a touchdown. So not only did they lose yardage, they also lost points, and that you can hardly ever do that, and you don't ever want to get a penalty where it takes points off the board, and that's the big key for Western Boone. I bet they got talked to in the locker room because the coach cannot be happy with Western Boone's offense and how the offense is played and how they've played sloppily with the penalties. And North Montgomery is going to take advantage of it, and you're here at North Montgomery. And what did we talk about before the game? They're hanging around here. You're letting them hang around 6 points. If you get up, 14 points, then you've got a little bit of cushion. But North Montgomery, like you said earlier, they're within a score of either tying or going ahead in this game.
And that was really what they needed to do, is just stay in this game, hang tight, hang close. And, of course, that penalty by Caleb Freeman on the interception return by quarterback Spencer Wright, playing defensive back, that was really what kept this game close. Been talking about penalties for most of the game now, and a lot of times you blame the refs for those because refs like to throw their yellow flags. This time they've called pretty good penalties so far, and it's just been the Stars who have been penalized for stupid mistakes. And going into last week, they had 8 penalties against Tri-West, 109 penalty yards. This was last week in one game against Tri-West.
Well, and I'll tell you too, the officials, and we talked about it just like on that pass down here, where they were the offense and defensive players was fighting over the ball. Both of them were going up for it. The officials let them play, and I think they need to let them play. And I don't think any of the penalties that Western Boone's had in this first half has been anything but self-inflicted.
Yeah, we'll have 2 minutes here for the teams to warm up. That clock is dropping now. You can see a scoreboard on your screen. We'll go ahead and move it over so you can take a look at the players as they warm up. Once again, I'm Nathaniel Finch alongside our guest, Brett Kading. Brett, thank you for coming out here.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for Matt for asking. This is it's been 2 years since I've been doing radio or TV or a ball game, so it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice, other than have to be up here with a couple Cardinal fans. It's nice, but I do want to give a shout out. I guess we're being watched at Stooky's Restaurant. So, hey, everybody there at Stooky's. Tell John Brett Kading said hi, and thanks for tuning in and putting us on the air there in Boone County.
Yeah, we'd like to give a thank you to the Conyer family and for their contributions to WBTV Sports, their help keeping us on the air. Just like to remind everyone, our Twitter account, our Twitter handle, at WeboRDTV, WEBORDTV. Give us a follow there. That's where we tweet out and push out all of our links, some of our updates for our sports, and for the class in general. That's WeboRDTV on Twitter. And, of course, our Webo WBTV Sports YouTube channel, the one you're watching on right now. It'd be really helpful if you guys would give us those subscribes and click on that notification button to help you out whenever we have new broadcasts. I get these updates on my phone anytime we go live, and that would help a lot of people here. Instead of having to look for those links to our games, you press that bell, that notification bell, you get the link right to your phone, right to your email, however you have your preferences set.
And I'll tell you what, we might as well bring this up because we get paid for overtime as well. I'm sure there's been one overtime game, and it was a double overtime, and North Montgomery won that game 28-21 on October the 19th. 1984, and it was at Western Boone. So, and did you know there was a forfeit in one of these games as well? Did you ever know that?
When was that?
There was a forfeit in 1985. North Montgomery won the game 42-10, but North Montgomery later forfeited the game. So that was so we've had one forfeit and we've had one overtime so far in these ball games.
Well, if I'd be rooting for one of those two to happen, it'd be the latter of the two. Let's hope we get an overtime here in this close game. Those overtime games are always so exciting here.
And when they get ready to kick off here, we've had a total of 12 games that have been decided by a touchdown or less in all the ball games. So, again, thanks for the Bear, Barry Lewis, for getting me those tidbits of knowledge.
It's always interesting to hear those stats from 20, 30, 40 years back and just how these two teams have matched up. As we mentioned here, the Stars have won the last 5 matchups, and North Montgomery 6 points away. They're only trailing by 6, and they've got something to say about that. Here comes kickoff by Hayden Woodruff. This one has a nice bounce. Will be picked up by Coble right around the 24-yard line. Still moving and brought out of bounds right around the 33, 34-yard line.
So North Montgomery going to start off with decent field position here.
Yeah, better than what they've been used to here, as they've had a couple of fourth down punts from that 40-yard line. The latter of the two went for a fake punt, but now they're set up in that area.
Well, and North Montgomery won the toss, but they decided to defer. So this is a good decision by the Chargers to get the ball to start this second half.
Well, here comes the snap. It's going to be a pass to the bottom of your screen, caught by number 2, Kai Warren, and that he will be dropped down right around the 40-yard line. That's a gain of about 6. Dropped down by the 39-yard line. Number 33, Cortez Stoudemire, cornerback on the play. Now, a heads up to anyone tracking the 2A standings. Right now, Cecina, they are ranked number 1. They're losing 27-0 to Ron Cawley.
Wow.
At the half.
A fake pitch.
Handoff, that's a keeper by the quarterback. Bradford steps out of bounds after a first down for North Montgomery. And that will move the chains. They got their chains fixed here over halftime as we knew they would, but here now they're set up
10 yards
at the 49-yard line. And now North Montgomery back at the line of scrimmage. That spread formation. Bradford in the pistol. Be a snap. He's looking to pass. Top of your screen. That one's caught. And he's brought down, wrapped up by number 18, Elliott Young. And looks like he's a little slow to get up is the receiver. Our receiver, Kiefer Carmine.
Boy, that makes it a second and short. It's going to be second and about a long 3 there.
And the halftime adjustments so far, they've worked out for North Montgomery. They've got a few first downs already now. Another big chunk play, second and short. The board says second and 3.
Second 3, long 3.
Yeah, and here comes Bradford out in his pistol formation. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Tight end in motion, dancing around behind his tackle. Handoff up the middle, still moving. And it looks like he will have enough for a first down. That is Zach Walden.
Yep, Luke Marsh brought him down, but not after he got a first down. And just like that, they're in North Montgomery territory.
And now set up right at Western Boone's 40-yard line. Heavier set here. Still in the pistol formation. 2 receivers, 2 Bradford's left. 1 lonely receiver out to the right. That'll be a handoff up the middle. Walden stopped by number 51, Caleb Freeman, among others. And that'll be a loss of yardage there.
Yeah, Caleb Freeman, a senior, 6'3", 230 pounds. He's bigger than 230. We're down under 10 minutes to go here in this third period of play. North Montgomery's done a good job of controlling the pace here so far, but it's a second and 11 for the Chargers.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here on this play. They're looking to pass down at the bottom of your screen. That's caught by the electric Cade Coble, and he will be brought down after a gain of 5 or 6. That'll set up third down for this varsity football game.
Be a 3rd and 5. And I would say that North Montgomery's in 4-down territory here. They're not going to, if they don't get a first down, they're going to go for it.
This is the same spot earlier in the first quarter where
Yes.
they went for it and didn't make it. The Stars had the same situation happen to them. Bradford with a quick throw. The slant will be caught by Coble, and he will not have enough for the first, but it will be 4th and short, maybe inches.
Needed 5, got 4.
Well, all right, you've got the legs of Bradford. He's been successful on the ground. You've got the couple different running backs who have been, they've had mediocre success there in the short yardage situation. You do the quarterback keeper.
I was going to say that's what
play.
I agree with you. I think you would do a quarterback sneak because you just need to fall forward.
I formation, they've got a fullback in on the play. If Bradford does go forward, he'll need some help from his fullback and running back pushing the pile. It'll be a handoff. Handoff goes, barrels forward for the first down. North Montgomery moves the chains and gets inside Western Boone's 30-yard line with that run by number 6, Zach Walden.
Caleb Iron on the tackle there. And I'll tell you what, North Montgomery controlling the ball, controlling the clock, keeping the Western Boone offense on the sideline.
Here's Bradford. He's got trips receivers at the top of your screen. Keep an eye on those matchups. He's looking that way. He will move right. Option play, gets it to Walden. Walden, a little shifty move, and it'll be brought down after a gain of about 5. Zach Walden was met with some struggles earlier in the game, and it looks like he is able to get a few yards there.
Boy, here's an interesting thing. The tide's turned a little bit. North Montgomery getting 4 or 5 yards every time they run the ball, just like Western Boone was doing earlier in the ball game.
Their game plan coming out of the locker room. It's worked so far. He's a pass deep up into the end zone, and that goes out of bounds, incomplete. Kai Warren was the intended receiver. Number 33, Stoudemire, had his hands up there as well. Ultimately falls out of bounds. A poor placement by the quarterback, Bradford. Just not a whole lot he could do there anyway in that tight coverage, man-to-man. Stoudemire. And that one just went out of bounds.
Yeah, Stoudemire doing a great job over there.
He's the team's best cover corner. You put him out on an island, and he will hold his own. Spread formation. It's the pistol. It's third down. Handoff up the middle, and Walden will be stopped short of the first down. That'll set up similar situation, 4th and short. This time you need a little bit more than inches.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 4th and a short 2. Again, we're down about 7 minutes to go. It's a 20-14 lead for Western Boone.
4th and 2.
It's almost a little too far for a quarterback sneak here.
They've got that heavy I formation. Fullback will be a handoff to Walden. Walden barrels forward. The same play is converted earlier. Will they give it to him? They stop the clock, but of course they're going to do that anyway. Let's see what they call.
We may have our first measurement of the ball game here.
Now the ref standing right there at the marker. We'll see. They will call an official's timeout. They will give us a measurement.
You're going to see if they fix those chains. We'll see if they're 10 yards.
Yeah, maybe they knocked a few links off. We'll see here. The student section here for North Montgomery.
Well, if you're North Montgomery, you would hope that they knocked them off. Maybe if you're Western Boone, you hope they put a couple extra on.
Put a couple extra links on. We'll see. And North Montgomery student section, Area 51 themed. We'll see. That will be a first down. The nose of the ball past the chains. And North Montgomery will be set up with a 1st and 10 in the red zone. They've scored twice here today. They're going to try to tie the ball game up. And I don't know. They've gone for 2 both times so far. Maybe they can take the lead if they score. Getting a little ahead of myself here.
Yeah, they're in the red zone here. 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Here's that heavy formation. We're going to go to a run first look. Hand off the fullback. Will be brought down short by a couple Western Boone linemen, including number
Freeman
51,
was in
Caleb
there,
Freeman.
yeah.
Number 8, Luke Marsh was there as well. He's a fullback for North Montgomery. Only gets a few. That's number 35, I believe, Jacob Braun.
Yeah, if you're Western Boone, that's what you want. Now you got a 2nd and 11. And boy, they're spreading it out now, North Montgomery is.
Pistol formation. They've got spread wide receivers, 2 on each side. Keep an eye on number 21 at the bottom of your screen in the slot. They'll go to number 21. That one will go above the heads of both Coble and number 24, Connor Hull.
Which is a good idea. Second down, try to get it into the end zone or close. But now you got you got 2 downs to get a first down, or you got 2 downs to get a score.
Yeah, and that one just trying to take the shot at the end zone. It didn't work out. 3rd and 11 here. 3rd and 10. Trips formation at the top of your screen. Bradford looking to pass. He's met with some pressure. He will be brought down for a sack. Guess who?
Yep.
Number 51, Caleb Freeman, with his 7th sack. We'll give him 6.5 here, as number 54, Casey Foster, also in on that one.
He's a machine, I tell you. Now, what do you do?
You kind of have to go for it. I'm
they
sure
said
that
Tri-West
20,
Danville 13. Is that what they said? Wow. So
I believe
that game's going back and forth.
I think they flip-flopped it. I have Danville at 20, Tri-West at 13.
Okay.
PA announcers there, thank you for the scores they're giving. I also like to thank Andy Hoskins for his scores. Here's the handoff. This will be a quarterback pass. Screen over to Coble. Coble on the right side will be brought down by number 51, Caleb Freeman, for a tackle for a loss and a turnover on downs. And Brett, you're facing a 4th and 11, and you throw a screen pass.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe they thought if he could break away from his man, he could get up there and get a first down. But a good job by pursuit, good job by containment by Western Boone. And you got to keep the man in front of you. I mean, you don't want him to get beside you or behind you on a play like that, because you want to get the ball back. And now Western Boone, one of the worst field positions they've had in the ballgame, they're starting at the 20-yard line.
And here they've had some struggles offensively, throwing a couple interceptions. Something new for Spencer Wright. He's only thrown 1 coming into this game. Handoff up the middle. It'll be a quarterback keeper. Wright has a little bit of room. Shaking and baking and brought down after a gain of 5. He'll be at the 25-yard line.
Boy, Wright.
Gain of.
He's got more twists and moves than a roller coaster. I tell you, he can really move around back there.
That's impressive, because he's really known for his arm, too. He can throw one as deep as anybody. When he lobs it up there, it will go a good 40 yards just on an easy throw.
But he's averaging about 6 yards a carry.
And here comes a handoff.
Well, they lost yards on that.
Yeah, the handoff to Weathington. He'll be brought down. And we'll set up 3rd and long inside their own territory. Last time this happened, it was North Montgomery who got a 20-yard gain on the pass. We'll see what Western Boone's play call is here. I'm sure keeping that in mind.
Well, and we're looking at 4 minutes to go here in the third. North Montgomery controlled that ball all the way to about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this third period. So Western Boone they do not need a 3 and out.
Empty set, looking to pass. He's got a man open if he wants him at the bottom of your screen. Instead, he's going to keep running for it. He's past line of scrimmage. He has to run for it. He turns on the Jets. Spencer Wright on the right side. He'll be brought down for a first down. Moving the chains is Spencer Wright with his legs. The quarterback can do so much. He's such a mobile guy. And there, he just turns on the Jets, keeps a nice vision upfield. And there you go, 1st and 10 for the Stars now. 3:50 and dropping on the clock.
I'm very impressed with the way he's been playing. I mean, he did have an opportunity. There was a guy open, but then he wasn't sure about it, and then he had blockers on his right side, and he took advantage of those.
Heavy set formation. A few tight ends. It's Taylor up to the left side, still moving. Taylor turns on the Jets at the bottom of your screen. He's got 1 man to beat at the 35, at the 30. The big boy Robbie Taylor brought down at the 16, 17-yard line. Taylor, known for his power up the middle, turns on the Jets on that routine left guard 0-1 trap play, and he makes it all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Cade Coble was the last man there to stop him, and just like that, we're down in the Western Boone Stars are down in North Montgomery territory.
Cade Coble has done so much for this team so far. He's a big part of why the team's ahead. He's got a touchdown on the return, and he's just been making plays all over the place. Here's the handoff up the middle is Robbie Taylor. He shifts out to that outside and will be brought down by number 70 for North.
Hunter Ramsey.
Hunter
And we've got a
Ramsey.
flag here.
You hear a lot of people on North Montgomery's side upset about that, so kind of gives you an indication on who people think the flag will be against. We'll see what they call. That's a personal foul.
Yep.
That'll
on
be
North Montgomery. Half the distance to the goal and a
automatic
first down.
first, yeah. Yeah, they'll just call it personal foul. So sets up the Stars with a first and goal right around the 7 or 8 yard line. Can't have that if you're North Montgomery.
No. Again, a 20-14 lead for Western Boone over North Montgomery. 3:13 to go here in the third. The last score we had, the Mounties were ahead in their ball game, and the last score we had was Danville ahead of Tri-West, and then Frankfurt losing to Lebanon.
Man in motion, it will be given out to the left side. Who is that? Brought down now short of the goal line. Look like Casey Baird. We'll see for sure. Is that number 22?
Yeah.
It is Casey Baird with a nice rush over there. You just talked about Southmont. Got another update from Andy Hoskins. 22-0. Southmont ahead of Crawfordsville. What started out as a really close game. Southmont starting to pull away. I don't
Again,
think
a
we want to know the
homecoming-
score for Lebanon. They operating on a running clock against Frankfurt. Danville ahead against Tri-West.
Yep, homecoming night down at Mountie Land.
Wethington, the running back, in on the play. He already has a touchdown this game. Similar situation. I'd call a quarterback keeper up the middle. And Spencer Wright, touchdown, Western Boone. Spencer Wright, this one is good. Right, I don't see any flags on the play.
To take
Spencer
that away from
shouldn't
him?
have any problem converting that one. 26-14 for real this time, pending this extra point.
And I'll tell you what, his line, that front line, blew a hole wide open there in the center that I probably could have walked through. So.
Yeah, we'll show you a highlight from last week's game here in a minute. Spencer Wright had a nice quarterback keeper set up. Nice block. We'll show in a second. First, 2-point conversion. They're going to attempt it here. Run heavy set. Wethington in the backfield. Watch out for the same play that just scored. That'll be handoff to Wethington. The right side. Wethington bouncing around. We'll wait for the call. It's in.
Yeah.
2-point conversion. Good. Brett Wethington.
Well, that makes it, if you're a Western Boone Star, that gives you a little bit of breathing room. If you're North Montgomery, it just makes it that much harder to overcome a 14-point deficit like that.
Yeah, we'll take a look at a highlight from Twitter here. I think you will. He did on that play.
Exactly. Boy, blew a hole in that one, didn't they?
We'll see if we can show that one again. That was an impressive play. And Casey Foster puts it on. All right, well, here it is again. Remember, keep an eye on number 54, Foster.
That makes it easy for a quarterback to get the ball in there.
Yeah, that's right. Number 54, Casey Foster, such a leader on this team. He's the team captain, the center. He's been the center, I believe, for 4 years now.
And I tell you what, you just think about that. North Montgomery got the ball to start the half. 8 up clock, 8 up yardage, got down there, was not able to score. Western Boone gets the ball, doesn't use as much clock, gets in, gets a score, kind of like North Montgomery did to them in that first half.
Exactly.
But they didn't get any penalties. They played smart. They didn't turn the ball over.
And the play call there was really impressive. The halftime adjustments by both these coaches have seemed to have worked so far, more so in favor of Coach Pelly and the Stars. Pelly, 55-20 record here at Western Boone. Here is number 24 with a return down. Will be brought down by number 2, Trevor Weekly. Number 24, Gabe Laws with a nice job there on the return. Gabe Laws brings it out to around midfield. And we've seen the special teams unit from North Montgomery play with a lot of passion here. They've just been keeping their eyes open for these holes. Cade Coble, Gabe Laws, a lot of these guys, Carmen Kiefer, Kiefer Carmine, that is, did a nice job there. On
How many players did Western Boone lose from last year's team to this year's team? Did they lose?
Now, I don't have the exact number, but it is around 15 to 17, and they were a lot of really good contributors. All of them, maybe one or two, were big-time players on this team.
Wow.
A big reason why they had the record they did. Here's Bradford with a run up the middle. And most notably, a couple of them, Cruz Washington, the running back, and he's here at this game tonight. He's joined with Logan Benson over there. Saw him earlier in the game hanging out, talking, and maybe reliving some of the moments from their team last year as they watch this year's team.
But it says a lot for Western Boone that they're able to reload, not rebuild. They can just have people to step in and play those positions.
We'll get more into that after this play. Here's Bradford pistol. He'll keep it up, looking to option it, and that one is out of bounds. That one will be counted as a fumble, it looked like, but since it goes out of bounds, won't matter anyway.
Freeman on the tackle.
Yeah, so this Stars team, they lost a lot of depth at the wide receiver position. Noah McClendon graduated. Logan Benson, as we mentioned, had 4 touchdowns in the state game, set a record there. He graduated. Number 21, Joe Hendricks, he graduated. So pretty much the whole receiving core for the Stars graduated, and they've had a lot of different guys step up. Cortez Stoudemire was one of those. Connor Hull came in. Of course, you mentioned Austin Bowman a few times. Connor Garrity. Here's 3rd and 17, though. Pistol formation, spread, wide receivers. A little bit of pressure. Bradford, there's a flag on the play, and look like that one might be holding, so no matter what happened there, it'll likely be brought back anyway. Bradford with the quarterback keeper gets a gain of 5 or 6, well short of the first down.
Ooh.
We'll wait the call.
I thought he called it on Western Boone.
And he's going to step out and tell us for sure here. Face mask on Western Boone.
Oh, wow.
And what looked like a holding was actually a face mask, and that is a lucky break from North Montgomery as they were stopped on 3rd down. Would have been a 4th and long at midfield, and now
it's going to be a first.
Get some new light.
Yeah, this will put them across the 50, so they'll be in Western Boone territory. I'm not sure all the officials know exactly where they're going, but they're going to set that ball at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, so that'll set up 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah.
So they will.
So
drop
they're still
it down.
in the 4th down.
So 4th and about 4, much easier, much more manageable than 4th.
Yeah, well, I was going to say,
9.
Are they going to?
Okay, they're changing it. It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah.
3rd and about 4 or 5, so much more manageable than the 4th and 9, 4th and 10 they would have been faced with. Here they are, 3rd and short, 3rd and medium. Bringing in the big boy, the fullback. They're going to take out a wide receiver. Likely going to see a run here on this play, Brett.
Yeah, kind of telegraphing what they're going to do, which Western Boone's kind of adjusting their defense, kind of packing some people in.
This will be a handoff up the middle. There's a fumble on the play. We'll wait the call from the referees. Western Boone thinks they have it. Didn't look like he got it anyway, so even if North Montgomery has the ball,
if you're going to fumble it forward. And Moose Miller, that's a football name, isn't it?
That sure is.
Moose Miller.
4th and 1. Here's Moose Miller. He gets on it, and now likely going to see a similar play, maybe even a quarterback keeper here, as they have almost everybody in at the line of scrimmage. Obviously a run situation. This will be a handoff. We'll likely get enough here.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, that official on the far side. We got a flag, too.
Yeah, if that flag will likely decide what happens here.
Where they've got it, if it's marked there, I think it's going to be short. That was not a very good spot if you're a North Montgomery fan, but if you're a Western Boone fan,
Brett, where's that flag at?
Well, it was right there where North Montgomery was at, but I don't. Maybe they just picked it up.
Picked it up, yeah.
See, I told you that was not a good spot. It's going to go
Western Boone ball.
Yeah, it's Western Boone ball.
The defense of Western Boone playing up to the situation.
Yeah, I could see the way but there was a flag laying at about the 45-yard line, but it must have fallen out of the official's pocket, and they picked it up. But I could tell by the official on the far side where he was standing that it was going to be short.
So the first measurement was in favor of North Montgomery. The second measurement in favor of Western Boone, and that's
we've
for
had
the
two.
Stars. That's 5 in the last 2 games. Not something you see very often here in high school, at least in my experience.
We're under a minute to play here in the third.
Heavy formation. Taylor with a handoff goes to the right side. He'll be stopped initially, still moving forward as he's so good at doing. He'll get a gain of about 3 or 4. And the clock will run down. There's about a 10-second difference from the play clock and the game clock. We'll run another play here and then likely take us into our first break of the second half. All right, Stars offense. Second and long, second and medium. Heavy set formation. Handoff to the left side. Once again stopped. Brought down.
After the first down, 41.
Impressive play there.
Yeah.
Robbie Taylor.
They thought it was the first man. They thought it was the first man through, but it wasn't. Taylor had the ball and was able to run that thing for a first down. That'll be I'm sure, the last play of this third period.
Brett, I thought that was the first man down. I saw him taken down, and I thought that was it. And then I look up and boom, first
22.
down.
It was 22, the first man through. That's Baird. And everybody thought Baird had it. And Taylor ended up having the ball.
The Stars with these misdirections and fakes, these option plays, they've been so successful so far this year. And with that, we'll move on to a break here and be back with you in around 45 seconds here on WBTV Sports.
WBTV Sports would like to take this time to recognize the Lebanon Martial Arts Academy. The academy is conveniently located next to the Lebanon Movie Theater. For more information, check out their website at www.lebanonmartialartsacademy.com or call at 765-335-2080.
Opus Packaging is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Opus Packaging provides customers with the best packaging and distribution solutions to meet your specific needs. Check out Opus Packaging online at www.opuspkg.com.
WBTV Sports would like to recognize Thompson Lawn Mowing for helping make this broadcast possible. For all your lawn mowing needs, contact John Thompson at Thompson Mowing at 765-366-5070.
Welcome back here up in the booth. Nathaniel Finch alongside Brett Kading. Got a game here, 28-14 Western Boone ahead of North Montgomery on the varsity football side of things. Friday night football under the lights, and nearing the beginning of the fourth quarter here. 12 minutes left in regulation. The Stars are knocking on the door. They're in enemy territory right around the 43-yard line. This will be a handoff to the left side. Robbie Taylor initially met with contact, and the surge will bring him down for one of the first times so far. It met with a gain of just 1 or 2. We'll give him forward progress. That's 2 yards on the carry.
Drew Webster on the tackle there.
We haven't
the Western Boone Stars are singing the Country Road, Take Me Home over there with their little lights on.
Here's Spencer Wright. That's a quarterback keeper. He's still moving. Spencer Wright off to the left side. He's got blockers. He's got 2 men to beat, and he's brought down after a nice gain into the red zone. Western Boone moves the chains with more. And how many times do you see a quarterback keeper get a gain of around 10 and 15?
Well, and that's what I was saying. He's really got a lot of moves. Now, last year, he wasn't your starting quarterback last year, was he? Was he your starting quarterback last year?
He's been the starting quarterback since the beginning of, or since the middle of freshman year.
Freshman year. So he was on the state final team, but I'm telling you,
2A player of the year.
You can tell that he has a head for where to run, how to run, where it's open. He anticipates where he needs to be, and I'm telling you, it's fun to watch him play.
It sure is. He's gotten a lot of coaching from Coach Pelly. Him and Pelly have this mind meld going on to where everything Pelly sees out there on the sideline, Spencer sees as well, and Spencer knows these situations.
Now, do they let Spencer call some plays himself?
Not quite sure on that one, but I'm sure he would be successful if so. Spencer with a pass, caught by Garrity. Garrity with a spin, will get to the original line of scrimmage. Set up 3rd and 10. He stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to roll. Western Boone ball. They're up by 14.
Yeah, I just know a lot of times when you have a good senior quarterback that sometimes they'll let him audible if he sees something, and I was just curious if you've noticed that.
We have seen a few plays so far this game to where, they went up to the line of scrimmage, and then he kind of stopped and reset, and they looked like they were doing some audibles at least early in the game. And now that they've gone to just running the ball for most of it, hasn't really needed to do very many audibles, but here he's got two wide receivers set down low. This will be a pass, looks for the screen, throws it to the slant, and hit with a big lick. The wide receiver looks like Connor Garrity with his 3rd reception of the game, 2nd of this drive. That sets up 4th and long in
that was
enemy territory.
Zach Sherrill on the hit there. That was a whale of a hit.
Yeah, so after the quarterback keeper into the red zone got brought back by penalty, here's the punt.
Yeah, I think this is a good choice by Western Boone. Maybe pin North Montgomery back, play a little field position game right now.
Yeah, keep an eye on the fake, though, as they're in their own territory. 4th and 9. This is a bad punt or a bad snap, getting on it and dropping. And holy cow, what did we just see as that one goes into into Western Boone territory now. So it went from being pinned down inside North Montgomery's 10. Now they are in the Western Boone 30-yard line.
That is just unbelievable.
You don't see that very often.
No, I mean, that ball didn't get 3 inches off the ground. It was almost a worm burner as it was coming back there.
Clear skies. We've had sun all day. No rain really. A little bit coming over, but so really it wasn't that wet of a ball that was the factor. Just one of those few slip-ups from the long snapper to the punter, and really a huge boost. A lucky break for this North Montgomery team who could have been pinned inside their own 10. Now they have the best field position of the night.
Yeah, this changes the outlook right now.
Handoff up the middle. This one's to Coble. Coble brought down after a 3 or 4 yard gain. Coble this is his 3rd rush of the night. He's got around 25, 26 yards rushing so far. Really done a lot of damage in the passing game as well, and of course in the return game with his return touchdown.
Austin Bowman on the tackle that time for Western Boone.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers down low. Handoff. This will go to the left. It looks like Coble will be tripped up and brought down. And man, what a lucky break. Austin Bowman in for another tackle.
I was going to say, Austin was able to get his hand in there as he had it wide open if Austin hadn't made that shoestring tackle.
And here we go, pistol formation. Man in motion, the tight end. Lined up just off the center. Handoff. It goes to Coble again. Coble, a tall, fast guy, will be brought down. Will he get the first down? Yes, he will.
Yeah,
first down, North Montgomery inside the 20-yard line. Go ahead.
Spencer Wright on the tackle that time. Spencer, a senior. So now we're down. Now we're down to 8 minutes and 28 seconds left in this ball game, and the clock is getting to be as much a foe to North Montgomery as Western Boone right now.
Yeah, it sure is. They've got around 8 minutes to score twice and in turn hold Western Boone without scoring. Be a challenge here. I'm sure at the heart on this team, they can do it if they really set their hearts to it. Here's the handoff over the right side, and that'll be stopped for a short gain on first down, number 31, Zach Cyril Lee.
First guy in there was Casey Foster, senior, 6 foot.
Foster doesn't play a whole lot of defense, but when he does, he usually gets in on the play. We've seen him in quite a bit so far this game, actually, quite a bit more than usual. He's
6 foot 270. I'd hate to feed him dinner.
Well, here's pistol formation. You've got spread receivers, top and bottom of your screen. The pass will be caught, but brought down. That's incomplete.
Yeah. Not able to make the catch.
That sets up 3rd and 10, Brett.
Yeah, he was
7:30.
Yeah, he was looking where he wanted to run before he brought the ball in.
And that happens so many times with these wide receivers. Even in the NFL, the best wide receivers in the world, they make that mistake quite a bit, looking for those rack yardage, the run after catch, and instead they drop the ball. Well, 3rd and 12 here. Bradford's going to drop back to pass. He's got all day to throw over to the left side. It is caught and will be brought down.
Short of a first down, it looks like.
Yeah, that was number 20, Kiefer Carmine. He'll be brought down short of the first, so it will be 4th and short, 4th and about 3.
When they snap the ball this time, we'll be under 7 minutes to go in the ball game.
Crucial 4th down here for North Montgomery. They're in their own territory. They cannot afford to not pick this up. We've seen a lot of these run formations for them, but here, motioning a wide receiver deep out wide, kind of expect to see a passing play here, maybe to the tight end or wing. It will be quarterback to the right side. He's got a man open. It is dropped.
Oh, he dropped the ball.
Man, number 20, Kiefer Carmine, had it. He had the first down, and he dropped it, busted right out of his hands. And, man, that's got to kill to have that happen to you in that situation. Playing a team like this, you mentioned earlier, they have the target on their back. And North Montgomery falls short on that drop. Now they're going to have to make a few stops on defense.
Yeah, and then now Western Boone has got to control. They've got 6 minutes and 39 seconds. You can't have a turnover here deep in your end. You can't have an interception, so they've got to be patient. You know, what they want to do is pick up 4 or 5 yards here on a first down, and then they have room to decide what they want to do.
Now they were in this situation. Here's their run play. We met the line of scrimmage as Taylor, and he'll be brought down for a gain of just 1, maybe half a yard. They were in this situation week 2 against Western, to where they had the lead, and they were right in about the middle of the 4th quarter. All they had to do was get a couple first downs, run the clock out. Instead, they were stopped, this Western Boone offense, and what really led to the comeback from Western. So don't want to let that happen again. Just run the clock out if you're the Stars.
Yeah, both teams still have 3 timeouts each here in this ball game.
Run heavy formation. No wide receivers split out. Everybody on the line. There is no running back. This will be a toss over to Connor Hull. Connor's still moving. Changes field direction. He's still moving. He's got room up the middle. Connor Hull's at the 40. He's at the 50. Back to the 40. Makes a cut at the 35 and brought down finally the 31, 32-yard line. Connor Hull gets to the other side of the field after what looked like it was going to be a loss.
Wow.
Now, how about that? Number 24, Connor Hull, plays wing, plays safety, and just such an athletic freak out there on the field.
He changed directions 14 times out there to get that ball, and then he just run out of gas a little bit and had enough defenders. He thought he could make one more move, but they were able to get him down here at the 31-yard line.
All right, here comes another run-heavy formation. That's right. He's going to just keep it right up the middle. And it's tough having your quarterback just do these quarterback sneaks because he leaves his body a little bit exposed. But there he's able to get a nice gain. We'll take a look at the replay. Just as soon as the ball was snapped, you see Hull changing some field position. He's shaking off defenders in there. I mean, he's just got 2 guys to beat. He tries to shift to avoid one. 3rd one comes up behind him. A nice play there. Now with under 5 minutes left in this ball game, the Stars looking to control the clock and go up by another touchdown, hopefully. Knocking on the door of the end zone, man in motion. It'll be a handoff, flag. Look like a false start.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it was number 41, Robbie Taylor, who had the ball. All right.
But, you know, I tell you, too, good teams, you know, when they have a rough first half, you know, good teams and good players, they can overcome that. You know, if you're used to winning, that breeds winning, you know, and if North Montgomery would have had those errors in the first half, this game would have been completely out of range. But Western Boone has not, even though they made mistakes, they let North Montgomery stay in this ball game, they've kept their composure.
Yeah, man, what happens if Freeman didn't call back the last second touchdown in the first half? It would be a 3-touchdown game. So North Montgomery, they've had quite a bit of breaks here. Now they'll be set up with a 3rd and long. All right, well, before this next play starts, I'd like to give a quick shout-out to the Lebanon Fire Department and John Thompson. They've got our stream pulled up in their firehouse. Just like to thank you guys for everything you do for our Boone County community. That's the Lebanon Fire Department. Handoff. It's going to be a quarterback keeper option play out to the right side, and Casey Baird will be brought down after a gain of 3 or 4. He'll get about half of what he needs. Sets up 4th and short. The Stars likely going to just run the ball up the middle here, like they so often do on these short yardage plays.
It will be 4th down for Western Boone.
This will be 4th and 4, it looks like.
And it's nice to see the community supporting the TV station like they're doing. I think it's great that the schools get together and do this because there's a need for it, and it's nice that they're giving you kids this opportunity.
Handoff up the middle. This is a 4th down. It's going to be a keeper.
Fumble.
It'll be brought down.
Fumble.
Spencer Wright. Doesn't matter who recovered this one. It will be North Montgomery ball as it was a 4th down turnover on downs.
Western Boone gets it back.
This will be North Montgomery 1st and 10 now.
Spencer Wright was able to jump on that.
Yeah, with 3 minutes left, North Montgomery going to take some late game heroics. They do have 3 timeouts, though. If they were able to get a quick touchdown here, they have time to try to swallow this Stars offense. Before we move on, I'd like to give a shout out to the Marsh family. Thank you for your contributions to WBTV Sports, keeping our broadcasts on the air. Well, here's the play. It's going to be spread formation, deep ball. He's got a man open, and it's caught. Number 14 down to the 42-yard line. Nice catch, Colton Scrimmager on the pass. It looked like about 20-yard catch. 20 to 40-yard catch. That's pretty big range as I'm trying to do the math here. Yeah, near 40-yard reception.
Yeah, near 40, and he got behind right to be able to make that catch.
There's a quarterback's bootleg at one. Is going to be batted. Nice play there from Connor Hull as he just knocks that one out of bounds. Doesn't try to get the interception or anything, just knocks that one down. 2:54 on the clock now after Scrimmager with the run, with the catch that was about 20 yards from scrimmage. And now incomplete pass sets up 2nd and 10. Right around the 40-yard
and if you're
line.
North Montgomery, you got a little pressure because you got to score and score quick here.
All right, officials timeout. Looks like we're having some more problems with the chain gang as the foam padding keeps falling off. Well, this chain break, the officials timeout brought to you by the Indiana Fear Farm. They open next Friday, September 27th, is their opening weekend there in Jamestown. Haunted House and Haunted Hayride.
That's always a fun place to go.
The Indiana Fear Farm, thank you for your contributions to WBTV Sports. Here's the screen pass. We brought down after a gain of 4 or 5. That's Kiefer Carmine, guy who had the drop earlier. He secures that catch. Now the clock runs right around the 2:40 mark. North Montgomery trying to get to the line of scrimmage quick, trying to get the snap off, spread formation. One man in the backfield, Walden. Walden stays in the block. This will be a pass. Tries to get out of bounds. He won't. That is a catch, though, and that is good for a 1st down. That will stop the clock. Nevertheless, Colton Scrimmager with his 2nd catch of the drive, 2nd of the game. Going to be a North 1st down. So from the 29, 28-yard line, here's the play with the clock running around 2:20. Some pressure, gets the throw. That one's caught over to number 2. He will be dropped out of bounds. Kai Warren with a nice reception there. That's enough for another North Montgomery 1st down. Stops the clock. I believe they're going to call it a 1st down. It looks like they just had some troubles with their chain gang, so hopefully they got that figured out.
That was a 1st down for the Chargers.
Sure was, 1st down. This one will be a deep pass for the end zone. Not able to get it, and that kind of looked like that could have been a little bit of pass interference, but they'll let him play.
Chain gang having a rough time out there. They weren't even set up when that play.
Now, and you can see the first chain, the one that's at the line of scrimmage, doesn't even have that orange pad. The other one's falling off. The chain gang, they are having some trouble out there. The clock is stopped. It's 1st and 10. The pass will be caught and will be brought out. Clock still moving forward. Progress kept him in bounds. Looked like number 21, Cade Coble, was the one with the reception.
It is 3rd down.
All right, spread formation. They're in the pistol. Bradford looking to give his team some juice here. They've had about a drive of 1 minute. Likely going to look for the end zone here. It's 3rd and 10. They're going to throw this one up.
Oh, but he's looking.
They're running the wide receiver.
But I'll tell you what, they were putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, they had hands in his face. That one might have been tipped even, as just wasn't in sync with his wide receiver. Looked like it was intended for number 21, Cade Coble. And here comes the next play. It's 4th and 7. 4th and 9, that is. As North Montgomery with their biggest play of the game. If they want to win the game, it's going to happen at least to start out right here, right now. Trips receivers at the bottom of your screen. Pistol timeout called by Western Boone. Man, the pressure was building. Western Boone calls a timeout. They'll take a quick break. We'll take a quick break and be back here in just a few seconds after a word from our sponsors.
WBTV Sports is proud to welcome LSI Lawn and Landscape Services to our broadcast family. Give Landon a call or text at 317-430-5007. LSI is your proven leader for all your turf care needs, from mowing and trimming to tree and shrub installation. LSI can even handle all your snow removal needs. That's LSI Lawn and Landscape Services.
The Jamestown Lions Club has been serving the Boone County area for many years. If you'd like to be part of the great organization, stop by the Jackson Township Historical Society on the 3rd Monday of every month and check it out. All meetings are open to the public. That's the Jamestown Lions Club.
Welcome back here. 2 minutes left, kind of like the 2-minute warning.
There you go.
There's a timeout called by Western Boone there. Western Boone ahead by 14, 28-14. And here we'll get our cameras reset and get going. I believe, don't quote me on this, not sure the exact facts, but it was just 2, maybe 3 years ago that Western Boone won 28-14 against North Montgomery. The year before that, 22-14 was the score, so 14 scored last year. Here's the 4th down pass. It goes deep and it's dropped. That is
Same
it. That is
one.
it for North Montgomery's drive.
Same North Montgomery.
Kiefer Carmine was the one who dropped it.
The last drive and dropped this drive.
And he sure is kicking himself for that. 2 straight drive-ending red zone drops for Kiefer Carmine, and he's walking with a lot of weight on his shoulders right now. He knows that could have led to 2 touchdowns. That could be a 28-28 game if it weren't for his drops. So, minute 56. North Montgomery does have 3 timeouts. Here's Western Boone. They're at their 16, their own 16. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Running back, hands it off. Looks like Wethington will power forward, will be brought down after a gain of 2 or 3. That'll be a timeout called.
Yeah, I was going to say North Montgomery's got 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, they'll use 1 here, so we'll use 1 here as well. And be back in just a minute after a word from our next set of sponsors on WBTV Sports.
Do you need shirts for a school, business, club, or anything else? Give Willie Smith and Smith Tees Screen Printing a call. Smith Tees will give you excellent service with satisfaction guaranteed. Just call 765-436-7930.
Looking for some tasty options at your next event? Give Cochran's Catering and Cakes a call. No job is too big or too small at Cochran's. For all your catering and cake needs, contact Beth at 765-676-6369.
Jamestown Christian Church is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Sunday service takes place at 9 a.m. for life groups, 10 a.m. for worship, and 5 p.m. for youth group. Jamestown Christian Church. Small church, big heart.
Welcome back here down on the field. North Montgomery versus Western Boone. North Montgomery, the host of this one, they're down 14, and they're playing defense now. They have 1 timeout left.
2. I believe they got 2. North does.
That is right, and here comes the rush. Wethington still moving at the top of your screen. He's got one man to beat. He does not beat him. He's brought down right around the 47-yard line. The Stars with quite a few big gains here. Not very many big touchdown gains. North Montgomery's playing good safety, good prevent defense.
Well, North Montgomery had everybody on the line. They were trying to get them a stop, get another timeout. And, you get into the secondary, and you've only got a couple people to beat because you went through 9 of the 11 people.
Well, here comes next play from the Stars. Will be set up right around the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. The clock running, minute and a half. Handoff up the middle. Wethington going to try to bring it outside. He'll be stopped for a loss of about 1, and another timeout called by North Montgomery. Before we move into our next timeout break, we'd like to thank Tammy Malizer for this one. Larry Batson, Larry the Animal Guy Batson, Radio Mom. He'll be on Facebook Live tonight at 10 p.m., so tune into that for the show. Always love to see Larry Batson's animal shows dating back to elementary school when they showed them there. So we'll move on, be back here in 40 seconds on WBTV Sports.
This portion of the game is being brought to you by Wine Coop Accounting Services. Give them a call at 317-441-8135 and let them take the stress out of your taxes. Wine Coop Accounting Services has over 30 years tax experience and specializes in small business accounting financial reports. That number again is 317-441-8135.
Whitaker Glass and Mirror, located across from the Lebanon Municipal Building, has been serving the Boone County area for nearly 15 years. Whitaker takes care of windows, specialty glass, mirrors, windshields, and more. Contact Troy and Janie at 765-482-1500 or online at www.whitglass.com.
Coming in hot. Here's the play. Handoff up the middle. And that'll be a run. About a gain of 1 or 2 by Brett Wethington, and another. Looks like the final timeout called by North Montgomery as they're trying to preserve at least a little bit of the clock here. However, there'll be a injury timeout. No, it'll be up. He'll walk off on his own power as number 54 for North Montgomery. Defensive lineman Nick Rice. He was
banged up earlier. Yeah, he
and it looks like he's having
shoulder. Looks like it's a shoulder. Oh yeah,
dislocated his shoulder. Oh, he just got it popped back into place.
That's not good.
We'll stay here. Won't go into a break. Talk here through the end of the game. You can hear some cheers from this North Montgomery.
Well, and
sidelines.
where's Western Boone go next week?
We'll get into that here in a little bit,
yeah.
But as they actually have their homecoming game next week
Okay,
against
your homecoming?
Frankfurt, who
just barely got defeated by Lebanon tonight.
Yeah, not quite sure what the score is. Don't know if we want to know what the score is, but that's who the Stars' next opponent will be. Homecoming next Friday.
That's always an exciting time.
So here's the run-heavy formation as predicted. 3rd and long. This will be a toss out to the right side. Connor Hull has room. He's got the first down and more. Cuts up field. Still going at the 25-yard line, 20-yard line, and then will be brought down after that. Clock will be stopped, of course, because of the first down, but he stayed in bounds, so be able to knock 30 to 35 seconds there off the clock once it gets rolling.
And, Nick Rice, after they put his shoulder back in, he's still out there playing.
What a tough guy.
I tell you, that's
50 seconds left. The Stars in victory formation. Spencer Wright ready to kneel this one. He's got 5 seconds on the play clock. He'll take it. He'll put his knee in the ground. That should be it here. 40 seconds. That will be. The team will let this clock run down. They've got about a 10-second differential from the play clock and the game clock, so that'll be it. The Stars will walk away from this one 28-14. Should have been a much bigger game, but North Montgomery held in there. They got a few lucky breaks. The Stars with some mistakes. Going to take a hard look on film this week in a game that the Indy Star had predicted 31-17. 28-14 was the score here, so pretty close. The Indy Star usually pretty close on these games. And that extends Western Boone's winning streak against North Montgomery to 6. They've won the last 6 in a row. And the Stars have scored quite a few points here as I get my calculator out. So in the last 6 matchups, the Stars have scored 221 points against this Orange North Montgomery team. And the Stars will head out over to the locker room with a win here tonight that advances their record to 4-1. North Montgomery drops to 2-3. And we'll be back here in just a minute. Recap the game here on WBTV Sports.
Can you survive a night at Indiana Fear Farm?
It was awesome.
Scary. Very, very scary.
We traveled an hour and a half to come to it.
Come see what's new in our spectacular haunted hayride stunt show and scream your way through our blood-curdling slaughter bar.
Don't touch me! It was so cool! I peed my pants.
It was fantastic.
I had fun. The worst part was that when you had...
If you want fear, if you want fun, get it all for one low price at Indiana Fear Farm. Opening weekend, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Go to IndianaFearFarm.com now for instant coupon. Indiana Fear Farm in Jamestown. Come out here for farm fresh fear.
Oh my God. Scary.
IndianaFearFarm.com.
Well, welcome back here to the field. As you can see, the Stars victorious. They're huddling up on the 20-yard line. 20-yard line that they had quite a bit of success here so far on this game. They won this one by 14. Before we get into that recap, take a look at some of the scores here from Max Preps. Thank you, Andy Hoskins, sending those in. Lebanon versus Frankfort, 53-0 was the score there. Frankfort, the opponent of the Stars, will play next. Tri-West, not sure if this is a final score yet, but they're up by 1, 27-26.
Okay.
Against Danville. So once again, not sure if that is final or not, but that is a very close game. Be interesting to see who comes out on top there. The rivalry at Tri-West. Southmont ahead 29-0 against Crawfordsville. North Montgomery's rival is handily defeating the Athenians. Get a load of this. Cecina came into this game 4-0, number 1 ranked in 2A. They lost to Ron Cawley 0-4. 34-0.
Wow.
Cecina looks like they might have looked past Ron Cawley there, and they lose 34-0. And I'm sure that'll drop their state rank substantially.
Yeah.
Maybe give Western Boone a chance to hop up there. Right now, Western Boone is ranked 5th by the IHSAA poll. Cecina coming into this game was first. Lewis Cass second. Evansville Mater Dei was third, and Western Boone maybe have a chance to jump up there to one of the higher spots now that Cecina gets knocked off. Upset 34-0 by a winless Ron Cawley team. And that looks like that is it for all of our scoring updates here. I'll give a quick recap of the game. Brett, what did you see in that final quarter that really led the Stars to get over the top?
Well, the big thing was North Montgomery came out, had an opportunity to tie or go ahead after the half, and they put a long drive on, and Western Boone did not get the ball till about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third period. Didn't score. Western Boone got the ball back and scored quickly, and that was the turning point of the game. If North Montgomery would have came down and scored after controlling the ball, the tempo there in that third period, we would have had a tie game, or they would have been up 1. But they weren't able to score. They bent but didn't break, and then scored. And then after that, it was all Western Boone. And then Western Boone really didn't turn the ball over and played a better. They did play offense, played a better second half.
They did, and they had a few mistakes in the first half. Limited in the second half that really led to this win. North Montgomery had plenty of chances here. Yep. Take a look at some of these closing stats. Impressively, Robbie Taylor, number 41, had 18 rushes, 141 yards for the Stars. Next up was Brett Wellington at 15 for 46. Bit of a shy night for him, of course. We had the halftime interview. Maybe we jinxed him a little bit with that one. Spencer Wright, 10 carries for 27 yards. As for the passing numbers, Spencer Wright, 135 yards. He was 8 for 12 for receiving. Connor Hull, 2 for 55. Cortez Stoudemire, 2 for 41. Connor Garrity, 3 for 32. And that'll be it for the stats here for Western Boone. Move on, Jaron Bradford, 15 for 28, 125 yards. His leading receivers, number 20, Kiefer Carmine, had 5 catches for 55 yards, 2 drops on 4th down in the red zone. Cade Coble also is electric, 5 for 23, also 5 for 37 rushing was Coble. Led the team. Bradford, 9 for 34. That'll be it for our stats here as we'll move on. I'm Nathaniel Finch alongside Brett Kading. Thank you.
Hey,
Don
you're
Gray
welcome.
for the stats here. Thank you, Andy Hoskins, for the matchups here. Tri-West did win just in 27-26. Tri-West defeats Danville, a big Sagamore Conference game there. So just like to preview the matchups coming up. Western Boone will be facing Frankfort next week. We'll cover that one homecoming week. Encourage everyone to come out to there. They'll play Southmont after that and Danville on the 11th of October, 3 weeks from now. We'd like to give a few quick thank yous to the athletic department of North Montgomery for squeezing us in this press box, being so hospitable here today, and allowing us to come out and bring this game to your guys' living rooms, to your devices. Big thank you to them for their hospitality. Next, we'd like to give a thank you to the Western Boone Athletic Department for all they do for us and their help here so far this year through 5 games. And finally, a thank you to all the viewers out there, for all you guys watching throughout the game. We had around 300 viewers was our peak, and we just appreciate everyone who is watching this broadcast of WBTV Sports. Final score, 28-14, Western Boone ahead of North Montgomery. For all of us here at WBTV, I'm Nathaniel Finch. Brett Kading, thank you very much for coming out here and joining us.
Thank you.
And everybody, have a good evening. Have a great weekend. We'll be back next Friday.